Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Honeyflow show. We're just on Instagram for a few minutes, trying to get people from Instagram, of course, warmed up to Twitch. You guys all know how that is, trying to move everyone over from Facebook and YouTube and also Instagram over to Twitch. So I just want to say hello, of course, to Facebook and YouTube as well. Welcome to the Honeyflow show. Again, we got another great interview, a really amazing person inside out. He's a DJ. He was born and raised in Philly. You know, he leads a very interesting life. He has 8 kids. So I'm very interested to see how he finds time to stream. He's got a huge family, and, you know, you could tell he's a great family man as well. And he's been in the game for a very long time. So we're going to bring him in. And if you guys have any questions for DJ Madlive, all the way from Philly, make sure you guys also leave a comment as well. So let's bring him in now, and we're going to have a good, couple hours chopping it up. Hey again, how's it going?
Hello.
I know we have to pretend we're just seeing each other for the
I know,
first
right?
time. Hello.
I was just in an interview with somebody that looked just like you, and I was like, man, I gotta switch over because she gonna be over there. You know what I mean? So I was like, I can't have too much time over here.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm trying to figure out the whole IG thing. That's pretty new for me. Hey, Latina, I see you in the
Me too.
building.
Ah, La Uruguay Latina. What up?
I can never pronounce the full name, so I usually just say Latina.
Don't worry about it. You get like I remember when I couldn't do it, and I
Hmm.
was in the stream, and when I finally got it, I just kept saying it. It's La Uruguay Latina.
This is why I failed Spanish, though. That's why I don't even attempt, because I didn't even get past my first Spanish class. You
So
know,
just
it's
like
horrible.
La Euro,
Euro,
La Euro,
Euro, can't do it.
Guaya,
Guaya,
Latina.
Latina. All
Yeah.
right.
And I just kept saying it, kept saying it, kept
That's
saying it.
good. You're very good at it. Wow. That's
Oh, you
good.
better be, if you keep doing something repetitiously, you better learn how to do it. What's up, Keys?
Hey, listen, I could barely say bag lady. Like there was a lady that came in, her name was Bag Lady, and I called her BA Gladdy the entire show. She's like, Honeyflow, my name isn't BA Lady or BA Gladdy, it's Bag Lady. So everyone was laughing. Do you ever get that when you're watching a stream? Do you ever get like it's very hard for me to multitask. So do you ever get like when you're looking at a name, you just can't pronounce it for the
Yep.
life of you? Like it messes you up?
You ever hear that thing that they call Serato face?
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I get. I get like Twitch name face. Like we got to think of a name for it because I'll be like, and I'll be trying to act like I'm doing something. And I'll be reading the screen. I'll be like, and when I figure it out, I get excited. I get really.
Yeah. But they pick up on it. They probably don't pick up on it with you, but they always pick up on it with me, you know? Like, I don't know how they do, but
What's
they could
up?
tell. We
Oh
got
man,
Roses are red in the
yeah,
building. How's it going? Good to see you. She's from
yes.
Ontario too. She's probably right up the street from me
What's
too.
up, Rosa?
We got Twitches Our Radio, another Philly girl in the
What's up,
building.
radio? How you doing?
You know, Twitches is from Philly too, right?
I did not
Yeah, we got DJ Chris
camouflage.
Camouflage as well. Thanks for coming through. He was just on Instagram with us, guys. Thanks for coming through too.
That's his signature thing right there. He'd be like, "Hey yo,"
And you
every
could see the
time.
chat too, right? You got the chat on?
Right here.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, so we are just mentioning, guys, on Instagram that he was from Philly, and he kind of had a cool story with Philly. I don't know if you want to mention it briefly,
Oh, that's
but
fine.
I thought it was pretty cool. Something new I didn't even know about Philly.
We were over there on Instagram talking about the art museum. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the movie Rocky, where Rocky ran up the top of the steps and he put his arms up like this. Okay, that's the art museum. So growing up in Philly when I was younger, what you used to do when we started driving, we used to be able to drive our cars up at the top of the steps and park our cars up there and just chill out, you know, hang with your girlfriend, hang with your homies. You know, there's a big water fountain up there. People put their feet in the water fountain, stuff like that, throw coins in the water fountain. People hacky sacking, lovers, you know, just chilling down, people reading books, you know, you see people exercising. And it was just a great environment, just, you know, like really nice to just go out there and chill. The weather is nice, the stars be up in the sky. And then you got the skyline right there in front of you, like this. You know what I mean? It's just the city, just like right there, just all lit up, and it was just super dope. And one time I went home from because now I live in Louisville, Kentucky, and we went back home. And I drove up there, and there was a police officer up there. He told me that I couldn't do it, and I checked him. Like, I was like, "I'm from Philly, dude. Like, what is he talking about? You know what I mean? Like, this is my birthright." Like, so I was, and he was like, "Yeah, some person came over from Jersey, from over on the other side of the bridge, and drove his car down the steps and messed it up for everybody. So you can't do it anymore. So it's real messed up." But the other part of the story is I love that, and I'm very passionate about it, that when I pass on in this life, when I'm no longer here, I don't want a funeral. I want to be cremated, and I want my family to take my ashes to that very spot and spread my ashes on the art museum steps. Now they keep saying that they're gonna get locked up for it, but I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, just throw
You're just
me
gonna
in,
go
man.
like that? Oh my goodness.
Like,
And then
see
what happens
that?
what happens
See,
if someone's walking around barefoot? What happens if Twitches Our Radio decides to visit the museum in Philly? She takes off her sandals or her shoes and she's walking around.
hey,
And she's
look,
stepping on you, your
no,
ashes.
listen, she's not stepping on me. I'm becoming a part of her because I'm pretty sure I'm older than her. You know what I mean? So I just and listen, if you walk on me, I become a part of you. You know what I mean? So just that's all it is. That's all it is.
I have no idea this comment. I need interpretation. Let me know. She
What is
says,
that?
I'm doing aquamation. I don't even know what that is. Let me know.
Yeah,
Do you know
let
what
us,
that is?
like I be telling people in my stream, expound on that. You know, hey, go ahead with that.
Exactly. Exactly. Hey, we got Euro Nation live in the building, all the way from, of course, Toronto, Canada as well. Good to meet you and see you too. Hey, we got
Shout
a
out,
celebrity. Everyone pause. We got a celebrity in the building.
hey,
Look to
shout
the
out
left,
to
look to
Nita
the
Don.
right. It's Nita Dawn.
Nita Don is actually streaming. She's actually streaming. She's in the fun house. So that's
Hmm.
super dope right there. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
she's streaming right now? Oh,
She's
wow.
streaming, and she said she was going to pull up. So Nita
Oh,
Don,
that's dope. Thank
oh
you.
my,
I appreciate that.
oh my goodness! Shout out to Nita Don. I wish I would have wore it for the stream. Nita Don she's pushing a hoodie
Hmm.
or a shirt that's called Bars.
Hmm.
Y'all gotta hit her up. I got mine.
Nice.
Did a beautiful thing for me. Shout out to Nita Don. Love you, sis. I appreciate that. But yo, hit up Nita Don for that hoodie, t-shirt, long sleeve, whatever.
Yeah, she definitely got some good merchandise, you know. She's definitely going to start definitely a merchandise store, I think, off of Twitch, you know. So start moving around. She's going to have her own store one day. She definitely will. So
Said she's
we
not streaming
appreciate
till
you. Oh, she's not streaming till 7. Yeah, I was like, how is she able to multitask? I can't do that. Like I've seen people do that where they're streaming live and then they're also in the chat. I'm like, I got to focus on one thing at a time.
I know you be
So
looking for somebody to raid. So if you don't have nobody to raid, let's go to Nita Don.
yeah, I mean, actually, when is she on? She says no,
Going at
not
7.
not till 7. Okay, yeah, that would be dope then for sure. That would be
7.
cool. I'm sure we'll go on a bit longer, but I'm sure she'll be on how what time are you going till Nita Dawn? Let us know. We got DJ King
King
Royal in the
Royal. Yeah.
building. Who
DJ
else
King.
we have? Yeah, so thank you guys for coming through. I appreciate you. Um, I definitely appreciate you guys coming through. Yeah, let us know what time you're on, Nita Dawn. If you're on later, then we could definitely rate you. That's not a problem. That's awesome. That'd be good. Oh, 7 till 9. Okay, perfect.
Perfect.
So it was quite funny. We were just talking on Instagram, and I really think DJ Madlive is hilarious. Like I really think this guy, hey, he just shut off. Hopefully he comes back on. There we go.
I'm sorry.
I
Somebody.
That's okay. I really think he's like a comedian, you guys. Like he is hilarious. He actually reminds me a little bit of Chris Tucker. Not the way he looks, but just his mannerisms or just like a comedian, you know? So basically, he told me he's got to listen to some harder stuff like boom bap before he comes on my show because he's so afraid that I'm going to make him cry. So I've been known to be the Barbara Walters of Twitch, which might make people feel uncomfortable coming on my show. I get it. I get it. I go a little bit deeper. But I thought that was hilarious. So you were saying you needed to listen to some boom bap, right? Or something harder before
Well,
coming
yeah,
on my show.
I'm a big fan of hardcore rap. Like not now. Listen now, not gangster rap, not gangster rap, not gangster rap.
Hmm.
Oh,
She's always got a remark for me. I'm telling you this
she
one.
said put up by midnight.
Yeah.
But yeah, my favorite MC is Redman. So like, I mean, anything listening to Redman is crazy because it's hardcore rap, but it just gets me in a place where I can be myself. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't have to get riled up or anything, but I just feel comfortable. I just feel comfortable. And if I, like I said earlier, whenever I want something to be done right, I get nervous. You know what I mean? And I wanted to come on here. I wanted to be a good guest. I wanted you to get good promotion. Like I said, I really wasn't concerned about myself, but I just wanted to make sure that this was a good turnout. So
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, I just want good people on my show, so I'm glad to have you. I know it's been a while and it's been a minute and you've been so
yeah.
patient. So,
No,
um,
you're patient with me. I'm like, I'm the one running around trying to get myself situated, and I've been trying to find my niche, on Twitch, like try to, like, and stay consistent. I mentioned that before
mhm.
in an interview, trying to stay consistent with, my stream. So
How
I
long
just,
have you actually been on Twitch for too?
I've been on since the start of the pandemic. I'm getting ready to go into my third year.
Okay, so then were you on like Periscope or Instagram, Facebook, the whole thing before Twitch?
Nope, none of that. None of that. If you ready to go into the story, we can go into the
Yeah,
story.
let's go into your story for sure.
Um, I used to, I mean, let me give everybody this. I'm 50, I'm 51. I'll be 52 this year.
Mhm,
Okay. So I'm older than hip hop. I'm older.
mhm.
I'm actually older than because it's 50 now. So I've seen it since the beginning, so I started DJing when a buddy of mine lived a couple doors down, and his mom bought him the first pair of Technic 1200s that we saw. We was like, yo, man, we can't believe that you got these things. They were $500 back then. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
So that's where, like the little kick came in. Of course, you had all the block parties and stuff like that, and things like that. But that's where I first got my taste of it, that I was like, hey, I really want to do this. And as I started growing up, back then they had cassettes, y'all. I said I'm 50 some odd years old. And my brother taught me how to take cassettes and record double cassettes and be able to blend music that way so that you could have a seamless party, vibe going on without being distracted. That's when it really got to me. Like after that, then I really caught the bug. And then um, when I got in high school, we formed a group. I actually started out, don't laugh at me, I actually
Mhm.
started out as a rapper.
What? I could see that. I could definitely
I
see that.
started out as a rapper, and there was a group that we got together, of like three brothers and some other guys and myself, and we formed a group called BPS,
Mhm.
which was called Black Poet Society.
Oh, nice.
Um, One day, I'm gonna make a long story short. We were sitting at the table and we were writing rhymes, and the main person, his name is Super Groovy. It's like artists like, I'm not lying, like Big Daddy Kane, like Rakim. These type of artists were ahead of their time when we were listening to them, and that's what he was like. So what we did was we were writing rhymes, and he was just so good that I was like, I can't catch up, I can't keep up. He was that dope. So he had a brother, one of his brothers, and I say had a brother, God rest his soul, because he passed away. And me living here, I did not know that he passed away, and it hurt me dearly. And when I found out that he passed, the group, they got together and they actually checked me. And I called, the rhymer that I'm talking about, Super Groovy, and he listened to me. And he was trying to see if I was genuine, that if I didn't know or not. And he could tell because I was balling. I was balling. I did not know he passed away because he was the reason why I became a DJ. I told him, I was like, listen, man, I can't keep up with you with these rhymes because you're so good. I said, I'm gonna go, and DJ with your brother. And he started teaching me. He just started teaching me, and I
Hmm.
started catching on. And then I was the one who had the job first because I was working with my dad. It's gonna sound kind of crazy because back then I was working with my dad at a vacuum company, and they were paying me as a teenager $275 under the table. Now, back in the late 80s, $275 for a kid that's in high school, that was a lot of money. That was a lot.
Hmm.
I was actually looking like a drug dealer in school because
Oh, wow.
I had new shoes for every day. I had 7 pairs of shoes. I had all the fresh
What?
clothes. Yeah. So, but I went into buying all the equipment. I bought all the records, all that, got all the equipment, and all we did was just do parties. We did events. We did like what they call dollar parties. We would put dollar parties together, charge people $1 at the door, come in and just bang out. You know what I mean? So that right there led me to one of the closest accomplishments that almost happened in my life. I almost owned a club when I was in high school at the age of 19. I was going to open up a club in Philly. Um, and the reason why I said it was very close is because back then, I didn't know too much. I was in high school. You know what I mean? So I got an interview. A buddy of mine, he said his brother was into investing. So he said, my brother is willing to invest in you. I had the building picked out, everything was ready to go. And we sat down at the table. It was my buddy from school, his brother, myself, and my father. And we sat down, we talked it up, and he heard my plans and what I wanted to do. He was like, okay, I'm willing to invest in you. And then he hit me with a number. He said, if I'm going to do this for you, I want 5149. I was like, bet, let's go. You know what I mean? He was like, he was in. As soon as I heard that, I was like, ready to go. My dad was like, hold up. My dad was like, I need to talk to you for a second. And he pulled me to the side. And my dad said, do you want somebody to own your business? And I was like, no. I was like, no, I don't want to. He's like, do you want somebody to own your club? I was like, no. He was like, well, that's what this man is showing you right now. That's what this man is telling you. I was like, what do you mean? He was like, 5149. He was like, he's going to have more stake than you. He's going to invest and have more control, and he can do whatever he want to do and tell you, like, if he wants to move you out, he can move you out, And I was like, he was like, do you want to do that? I was like, no. So long story short, I turned down the deal and I never
Oh,
went to,
yeah.
yeah, I turned it down. So,
Wow. I was
but
gonna say, do you have another device on? Something keeps beeping, like I could hear it a lot. I don't know if you have alerts on, like beeping, or
it's
your
not
phone,
alert.
your
It's
alarms.
Queen. It's Queen. She works
Oh,
from home
because
and
I keep hearing ding, ding, ding,
that's
ding.
her computer. That's her computer.
Oh,
She works from home. It's really nothing I can do about it because if I put the headphones on, you're still going to hear it.
no, that's okay. I don't know if she could turn it to silent. I'm not sure.
She says she's going to turn it off.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, because I keep hearing ding, ding,
Yeah, we
ding.
don't pay it no mind because we hear it all the time.
Oh, you hear it all the time.
It's like when your alarm battery go dead, you hear it. You got to change them batteries, but you don't. You just
It's
get so
kinda
used.
like it's as painful for me as when Twitches Our Radio was in my interview and all you could hear. She's like, "It's not that bad." I'm like, "The whole entire time you could hear her echo."
Right.
So, yeah, but I if she can, if not, that's okay. But
Yeah,
I just
they're
kept
doing
hearing
it.
a lot of dinging and alerts and stuff. I was
She
like,
was
"Wow,
sitting right.
somebody's popular back there," you
She was
know?
sitting right there.
It's okay. She could even come on camera too. I wouldn't mind seeing her as well, but
It's not.
it's okay.
No, my alert's not coming up. No.
No? Okay. So, DJ K Maculate, we're gonna have him on, my show actually next week, and
What up, K Mac?
he
What's
says
good?
Microsoft Team alerts. He's asking if they're
That's what it
Microsoft
is. Yep, that's
Team
exactly
alerts.
what. That's exactly
Oh,
what it
wow, she
is.
must be busy. Well, at least her employer knows she's busy at work.
DJ,
We got
what's up,
we got
man?
Juice Judy in the place, DJ Coach Herb. Twitch is telling me to hush, hush, Honeyflow. Oh, DJK Immaculate says, I hear them alerts all doggone on our day or something like that.
All
All
doggone day.
doggone it.
All doggone day.
I feel like that's a Southern term. Doggone it. I always hear Vance Dell saying that.
Oh, that's something where you used to say.
Doggone it. We don't say that here in Canada, but I love it. I think it's
But
so
yeah,
cute when I hear doggone it. I was like, oh, that sounds so Southern to me.
shout out to the dopest VIP on Twitch, Juicy Judy. She operates like a mod.
Nice. Juicy Judy. Thanks for joining us. We also have DJ Filipino. He was really great on Tweak Music Tips. I got to hear a part of his story.
Nice.
So, if you guys want as well, we're going to continue with the interview, but definitely throw some ones in the chat if you're a streamer, and throw some twos in the chat if you're a mod. And then you guys could all add one another. I think that would be easier, instead of, yeah, definitely throw the numbers up and make sure you guys all add one another and support one another. And make sure everyone's adding DJ Mad Live, a really incredible DJ in person as well. So how long have you so how many years actually were you DJing? And Twitch is our radio. I'm curious if you knew the group. What was it called again? BDK? Was it
It was
BDK?
BPS.
Oh, BPS, BPS. So
Yeah.
Black Poet Society, right? BPS, Black
Yeah.
Poet Society. I like the name.
Name
Um,
was dope. Name was
yeah, the
dope.
name is dope. So did
Name
you
was dope.
know who they were? Twitch is our radio, because she's in Philly too. I'm just curious.
Not
And
unless you went to high school with us.
oh, okay. All right.
Unless you went to
And
high school with us.
yeah, and then are you able to spit, like, even if it's one line or two bars? Like,
Actually, no.
doesn't have to be professional, but just
No.
like say,
Look, my hands are on the tables now. I'm crap at rhyming.
you sound like you can though. You
But
remind
I
me of
tell
DJ
you what
Jonah.
though,
You got the
like
voice. You got the voice.
I tell
I could hear it.
I can definitely tell you that I might not be able to do it verbally, because what I understand now as an artist, you know what I mean? I'm not a super artist or anything like that, but I do believe that DJs are artists. You know what I mean? So but another artistic expression that I have is poetry. And if I was to write a poem, yes, I can get down like that. You know what I mean? Because I understand the formats of writing a poem and stuff like that. And I did take a couple of creative writing classes. So I can get down that way. But to sit here and start spitting out bars, nah, that's not me no more. But if you ask me to walk this iPad downstairs and get on them tables, I'll rock out in a minute.
And do them. Yeah. Have you always been playing over these years, or was it really the pandemic that actually brought out music back again, like in you?
I'm glad you said that. That's a key word, to bring it back out. So um back then when I turned down the deal to own my own club, we did go on doing like certain battles and things like that. I can tell you that something that don't nobody know, and it's like a beautiful thing in my life. We actually battled the Roots before they were the Roots,
Oh yeah?
and
Wow.
they cooked the fool out of us. They cooked the fool out of us.
Really?
My dude went up against Malik, and I'm pretty sure
Wow.
Malik wouldn't know it today. He wouldn't remember it, but yeah, we went up against them and we got cooked. So that was an experience. But when I was DJing, um, my life took a turn. My life took a turn. Um, I got married. It's a good thing. It sounds kind of bad, but it's a good thing because I gave when I accepted Christ, okay, because I am a Christian, okay.
Mhm.
Um, when I accepted Christ, I didn't know what to do. I was in that transition. You know what I mean? I had all this knowledge from the world and what I was doing and what I thought was right, and then my world got turned like that. You know what I mean? It was just like I was doing everything like this, but then everything went like this. So I had, of course, back then everything was analog. You know, there was no digital equipment, no nothing, and you carry crates. You know what I mean? And if anybody know anything about real crates, I'm talking about real milk crates, and then they have long milk crates that DJs used to carry their records in. Okay,
Mm.
those crates. And back then, I had about what 6 crates, 6 long crates, and that's a lot. That was a lot back then. You know, and I'm talking about double records. So I couldn't give them away. I managed to give the equipment away, and yes, I gave my equipment away. Um, I started DJing hard in 1988, and this change came in about 2000, like I'm sorry, like 90, no 94, 94 is when it like really like changed up, and it's emotional for me because I gave the equipment away, to somebody that wanted to get started, but then the records, they were with me. I couldn't find anybody. And the crew, I had not talked to them since my life had changed and pursuing Christ and going to church all the time. I really wasn't seeing them anymore. You know, I moved out the neighborhood. I wasn't living in the city. I was living in the suburbs, you know. And one day, y'all gonna kill me. Every DJ is gonna kill me. So one day, I'm down in the basement. I'm looking at the records, and my wife is, you know, upstairs, and I don't know what to do. I pray about it. After I get finished praying, I was working for the cable company at the time, and I get a 3-pound hammer.
Oh man.
Yeah. And I smash them all.
Wow.
I mean,
That must have been painful though, because it's
it
like
was,
like
it, it was very, I was down there crying.
especially giving up music or giving up, not giving
But
it up, but like
I
you are
thought that,
pretty much giving up like what you love, right?
right.
For in a sense for your faith a little bit too.
I basically was giving up everything that I understood that carried me up to that point.
Hmm.
And I thought that, you know, I had to sacrifice all that to be able to move on.
Hmm.
So after I did that, I went hardcore into my faith. I mean, hardcore into my faith, and didn't look back. I didn't look back, which put me out of the game until the pandemic. So
So
I've
how
been
many years would it that have been?
about 20, 21 years.
Yeah, I could
I
so
was,
relate to what you're saying right now, for
yeah,
sure.
it
Yeah.
was it was crazy. It was crazy. But I mean, I gained so much. You know what I mean? I didn't lose anything. I
Hmm.
mean, for some, you know, like for records and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, like that's vintage stuff that you can't get back. Now, do I wish that I had them? Oh, of course, yeah. I wish I had them. You know, but looking back now, did I make the right choice? Yes, I made the right choice. I definitely made the right choice.
But
So
do you feel like you found like you're kind of back in the place you were years ago? Like I don't know how to explain it. Like I can relate to what you're saying when it comes to faith and some of the things that you love
mhm,
and some of the things that you give up in order to grow more a little bit more in your faith
right,
too. Like I totally get it, you know?
right.
But like do you feel like you're kind of back in the same place now that you know started Twitch, you're playing all kinds of music as well? Now,
No,
like, do you feel like you're kinda back to where you were
this
prior?
is much better. This I don't feel like I'm back. I feel like I'm elevated. I feel like I'm
Mhm,
elevated because I try not to get boastful. And when I
mhm,
tell people certain things, and one things that the pandemic has blessed me with is the equipment that I have now. Okay. I have my dream set. You know what I mean? I was looking at Jazzy Jeff, you know, using a pair of Rain 12s and an S11 mixer. And I used to tell my daughter, like, that's my dream set. That's what I want. Because back when I was DJing in, you know, early 80s when everything was analog, I never had a pair of Tech 12s. I never owned a pair. I owned something similar that got the job done, but I never had the professional equipment. I never had the top line. Now I have the top line. I have my dream set, the set that I would always want, the professional set, the one that the most world-renowned DJ uses. I have that same exact set. You know what I mean?
mhm.
And that within itself is a blessing. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's unfortunate and fortunate at the same time that we had to go through the pandemic, but due to certain situations and financial situations, it put me in a place to be able to get all the equipment that I have now. So,
Wow, that's really good, yeah, and it must feel good too, like, just going back, you know, after so many years, like, if so you
right.
could tell you love what you do,
Oh,
right? So
definitely. Well, the thing is, to kind of wrap it or tie it together, what I was doing in that time was what every typical male was doing. I was playing PlayStation,
mhm,
you know, and I was playing Madden all the time. And, you know, I was real heavy into it. You know, I was, you know, doing cheat codes and all this old kind of crazy stuff. And I found myself in a place where I was getting frustrated, mad, anxiety, and yelling at my son. You know what I mean? I'm supposed to be a grown man,
mhm.
and I'm here playing a game, but I was yelling at my son. And as it started to register, I'm like, this don't make no sense. Now I always told myself that I had a limit. I said that I would stop playing PlayStation when I got 50. I didn't want to be a 50-year-old man playing games. You know what I mean? Playing
But
a
you could
50.
also be a DJ and a gamer on here if you're really
Well,
if
yes,
you're
you
gonna.
can. I mean, like I was getting ready to say, to each their own. You know, if you still playing a game and you over 50 or you approaching 50, God bless you. You know what I mean? That's on you. But me, I didn't want that because I saw what it was doing to my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it could be
I told
addictive
him,
probably
yeah.
too,
And
just
I mean,
like anything.
I was at the point where I was ready to um throw the controller at the TV, and like I was getting very angry and I was just mad all the time. You know what I mean? And it was a connection that was just like it wasn't healthy for me. So what
Mhm.
I did was at the start of the pandemic, I looked at myself at 50 and I was like giving up playing PlayStation. I got to have something to do. So I had this money, you know, we got this money and I looked at DJing. I was like I can get back into DJing. And one thing that my wife is very good at, and I got to give my wife a shout out, she is very good at moving money, at managing money for the household. And I talked to her and I was like, well, you know, I want to start back doing this. And she was like, you know, even though that we got this money in, you know, go ahead and take this, you know, and get started. And that's what I did. And I went on that journey and I got the SB3. I started out with the small one.
The smaller one, yeah, yeah.
Yep. I got the smaller one so that I could learn Serato. You know what I mean? Shout out to my mentor, DJ Soul Brother. He gave me 2 terabytes worth of music to get started with. And I just started, you know, fooling around with it and getting to know, you know, like the controller, the setups and how it works and how it functions because it was very different than analog. It wasn't 2 turntables, you know, and a
Mhm.
mixer, you know, so it was very different. And then I moved up to a larger controller because I felt like the SB3 was a little babyish. It kind of started to feel toyish. So I
Mhm.
went
It
up,
is smaller. Yeah.
yeah, I went up to a bigger controller, which was the SX2.
Oh,
No,
yeah, okay, that's what I have, SX2?
yeah, I went up to that one, and then it wasn't doing some things that I wanted to do in my routine. And then, like I said, shout out to my wife who knows how to move money. Then I went up bigger, and I went to the SZ2,
That has
and
the echo effects and everything on it already, right?
it's a beautiful piece of equipment.
Yeah, I would love to have that one too.
Woo!
Yeah.
I took that thing out the box for the first time. I looked at it like, and I started crying. I was like, I couldn't believe I had it. I was like, oh my God, this thing is so pretty.
That is
I was
so
taking
funny.
pictures of it. I was like, oh snap.
Has your wife ever wanted to learn or not really?
Not really. She
It's
can.
cool that you guys could work together though, because I know most spouses that are DJs, like their spouses can't stand Twitch. Like it's either one or the other. So a spouse is always on Twitch and we're always talking about techie stuff. And
Mhm.
the other spouse or partner just doesn't get it. They're just like, I don't get this.
Well, I
So
will put this out there. The one part she doesn't mind Twitch, okay?
yeah.
And like I said, she is my mod. You know, if you ever see her in my stream, her name is DJ Madlive Queen, okay? And she just keeps the garbage out of my stream as long with my other mods. And
She's a ninja.
the thing that she doesn't like about Twitch is the drama. And
Yeah, there
yes,
can be some drama for
Twitch
sure.
has drama. And I have been connected to drama, you know what I mean, where I had to separate myself. No hard feelings to anybody, but you know, you got to move on. You got to get away from certain things.
Yeah, for sure. And I definitely respect that. I think that's
Yeah.
awesome that you guys can work together and she can support you. And another thing that I think, and I'm telling you, I don't know your wifey, but she's a super mom. Like she's a superhero to me.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh
for
yeah.
all you guys that don't know, he's got 8 kids. That is a big family, you guys. 8 kids, four
Bang bang.
boys, 4 girls, right? And what are the ages of all of them?
Oh Lord. All right. Here come the
Wow,
breakdown.
I'm just so impressed, like, I'm just like, "How in the world does she do it?" Like, I have no kids, and I barely feel like I have time for streaming or jumping on shows, and I can't even imagine someone that
All
has a full family and doing this too. I think
right.
it's incredible.
Let me give you the ages. I might get them wrong, so she might say something in the background. Oldest son will be 35 this year.
Okay.
Next after that, 33. He'll be 34 this year. Tiara is 30 this year, oldest daughter. Uh, Next daughter, Imani, she'll be 28 this year. Next daughter after that, she'll be 24 this year. Then the next son, he'll be 22 this year. Um, Next daughter after that, she'll be 17 this year. And
Wow.
then baby boy, he'll be 8 this year.
Oh, wow. So how do you guys like manage all that? Like I can you guys even go out to eat? Because I know
Well,
someone that has about a family of 10 too, and it
mm,
I'm just like, wow, how do you guys even food expenses?
let me give you the dynamic of it, okay? All
Yeah.
right. So let me give you the dynamic of it. So like, because it's a little bit more valuable than what people think it is.
Hmm.
So the first two oldest children, they're not biologically mine. Okay. She had those two when I met her. But here's the thing. They are my children. That's my
Hmm.
son and my daughter. And I need y'all to hear me when I say that. That is not my stepson and my stepdaughter. No, that is my son and my daughter given to me to raise by God. Okay. That is the task. That is the what he put on me to do, to raise those kids. Okay. Then I had a son, when I met her.
Hmm.
But my son that I had, I didn't know her when he was born. I was living in New York in Yonkers. Okay. And I had a son out there. Okay. So that's a total of 3. Then she gave me 5.
Wow, 5. I'm gonna pass out. I'm gonna pass out. Honeyflow's gonna pass out.
She gave me 5. Now watch this. Giving me 5.
She's my
This is
hero.
not
She's my hero.
this is not something that she wanted to do. And me being ignorant in my youth, I come from a set of 14.
Oh,
Okay?
wow.
And she doesn't. She has she only had 2 sisters, what I mean,
Hmm.
that she grew up with. And my dynamic was I see a big family. I want a big family. So going in when we got married, I had the mindset of I want this big family. She really didn't want a big family. This is something that I learned later on in our marriage.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. So
She
she really
didn't,
compromised a
she really
lot.
compromised and she sacrificed and she did it because it was what I wanted. She did it for me. Okay.
Wow.
So she
Hmm.
gave me all those kids. Now, when we were younger, we struggled. We
Yeah.
we went through some stuff. I'm talking lights out, food low, everybody pile up in one car, one window broke, we opening up the door at McDonald's,
Mhm.
handing them the money. You know what I mean? We went through it. You know what I mean? We moved about 12, 13 times.
Oh, yeah? Wow.
Yeah. We really struggled, in the beginning. Did we always have jobs? Yeah, we always had jobs. Times came tough, but money wasn't just flowing like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Money wasn't flowing. So, but as it is today, we're in a much more different situation. Like the kids are older, and how it worked out as they get older, when you come up in the hood, it's hand-me-downs. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You too big for that. It's going to the next one. You know what I mean? That's how you working with the clothes. But the beautiful thing was my wife was never the kind of woman that was all bougie. Like when I not even bougie, she wasn't even like she didn't have to have her hair done, nails done, feet done. She wasn't that type. You know what I mean? She wasn't that type. And she didn't have to have the most expensive stuff. You know what I mean? So my kids grew up with the same mindset. If she took them to Walmart and they was able to get something, they was straight. They were cool with it. So I mean, like when we had money, did we expend? Like did we spend it on them? Yes. We
For sure.
sacrifice everything for our children. Everything.
How long have you guys been married for?
We've been married for 29 years. 29 years.
Wow, 29 years. Amazing. Twitches Our Radio has a great question. She says, "When did your wifey let you know her feelings about multiplying the earth?" That's the way she asked the question.
um, I think we were maybe 10 years in, maybe
10
more.
years in?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Because I mean, like, listen, I'm not gonna cut no corners with y'all. I like to practice making kids, okay?
Clearly. No, I was joking.
I'm saying? I like to practice making kids, especially with my wife. So
Yeah.
um the kids were coming fast, you know. And when we were younger, the nucleus was bigger. We had about 5 kids at one time. I remember, I could tell y'all some stories. I remember one time we was going to church. We lived in the suburbs, and we had to catch 3 buses to get to church. And we were
Wow.
walking with 5. How many? Oh, I'm sorry. We had to catch 3 buses and get all those kids on the bus. And at one point, we had a double stroller because 2 kids were like 2 years apart. So it was, you know, it was a journey. It was a journey, you know.
What would
So
you say? Because like 29 years, and you know I'm going to go into this because I always talk about IL-2, but I find it fascinating because you don't see a lot of marriages together these days as well. And you know, they always say that you changed. I can never figure out why people divorce after 20, 30 years when I feel like they just made it across the finish line, like they've been together
right,
so long and then they're like, forget it, we're done. And I always hear that people change so much from when you're younger in a marriage. Like, what would you say has kept you guys like together, you know, because I'm sure you guys have changed a lot too with kids and getting
hmm
older and you go through different changes, right?
right, definitely. You can best believe that I am not sitting here on this stream the same person I was when I first started.
Hmm.
To answer the question real quick, and it's going to sound cliche-ish, but it's not. Christ.
Yeah.
It's Christ. With me and my wife, we share the same mindset when it comes. And listen, I need y'all to hear me out there if y'all listening. We share the same mindset when it comes to faith, not religion. We're not, no. Me and my wife, we're not religious people. We're people of faith, okay? Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. That's God's word, okay? Now, with that being said, God said in his word that a threefold cord is not easily broken, okay? That threefold cord is God, me, and my wife, okay? And that cord is not easily broken. He also said that if you be in Christ, if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature. Okay. If you submerge yourself in your faith, okay, you'll become your faith and you'll walk your faith. Not perfectly. You won't be perfectly. You won't be without flaw. Okay. You're gonna make some mistakes, and trust me. Listen, if I could change this to a picture and put it in a dictionary, mistake right there. Plenty. Okay. But one time when I was sitting in church, I heard the pastor say, God is the God of another chance. Okay. He always gives you another chance, another chance. And you got to be a fool to keep going down the road that you going down and keeps making the same mistakes and not learning from them. That's foolishness. So making my mistakes and my wife allowing me to make my mistakes. Now, was she pissed off in those mistakes? Yes. Were there times where she may have wanted to walk away in those mistakes? Yes. Were there people encouraging her to leave me when I made those mistakes? Yes. You know what I mean? But it was the same way. Let me watch this. I'm gonna show you how much, or just let y'all hear how serious we are when it comes to this. So they in the Bible, okay, in the Bible it says that if somebody cheats on you, right, you're supposed to you're able to leave that person. You can legally divorce that person. Nah, that's Old Testament. Okay, Christ came for that. Okay, to deliver us from that. Now we live in Him. It's love. It's love first. Okay, and love, it never fails. Okay, it just keeps giving you another chance and another chance. And so you got to understand, this is something that I told people in an interview, that from the first time that I laid eyes on my wife to the time that I married her to her sitting right there right now listening to me in this interview, I have never been in love with that woman. I've never been in love with that woman. But do I love my wife? You damn right. I will never, I will never. And they say in this lifetime that you're never supposed to use eternal words because you can't back them up. Yes, I can with this one. I will never love another woman like I love my wife. There's not enough space in me. Okay. She fills that gap. Okay, she is the perfect piece to my puzzle. Okay, there's no other person that I would want to go on this journey with. Like my children are from her. Okay, God forbid if my wife was to go on, would I marry again? No, you can't repeat that. You can't repeat it. It's a once in a lifetime thing. That's how we believe. And like I said, we have the same mindset. If I was to pass, she would never marry again. And
No, not at all.
no, no. You want me to,
Mm.
I can bring on camera. She'll tell you. She will tell you.
I don't
I'm,
mind. Oh yeah, as Twitch as our radio says, screenshot for evidence. You know, I'm gonna say, yeah, bring her on camera if she wants to. I'd love to meet her too.
right there.
I think it's pretty amazing that you guys are doing what you're doing. And man, I feel like you need to write a book. I'm telling you. Hey, wifey, how's it
Hi,
going? Good to see
how
you.
are you?
Good. It's good to see you. I don't know if you
You
ever
too.
come on camera, but I appreciate
No,
you.
everyone's
Oh, aw, I appreciate that. I think you're honestly remarkable. I don't know you, but
you.
I just from what I'm learning, I'm like, wow, like that takes a lot of like you're my hero for real. Like
Oh,
I don't know
thank
how you
you.
guys, that's a lot to manage. So, yeah. What would you say? I'm going to ask you actually, maybe put you on the spot for 1 second.
Okay.
What would you say that because there's so many people discouraged right now, so many people going through divorces, relationship breakups, like I hear it all the time, right? That's why I know people sometimes think I'm in a bit of a fantasy with this whole IL-2 thing. It started off as a joke. Restoring the love in IL-2 or finding love, guys, if you
I
guys
remember.
don't know IL-2. But I
Mhm.
just talk about it because I really feel that we need to bring positive and real stories, and we're not really showcasing that a lot on social media, right? So
Mhm.
what would you say, like, kind of has helped your marriage? Like, I mean, 29 years, it's such an accomplishment. That's
Mhm.
amazing,
Yeah.
you know?
Uh, Definitely your faith. Like Joel said, DJ Madlive. Joel.
Oh God,
Mhm.
she put my government out there.
I'm sorry. I don't know Twitch rules, but definitely faith in God. That's the biggest thing, because man will fail you. You can't trust man. And I'm talking about, like, family and friends, and God is the same today, yesterday, and tomorrow. So there were times, like you said, when I was sitting over there, yeah, we've been through a lot. And you know those nights when you're crying out, and he's like, I'm here. God's like, I'm here with you. I've got your back. He's taken me through some things with me and the kids that no one else could have ever done for me. And I'm talking about finances and houses and cars, and there's time and where we separated, and went through, we were in court
Mhm.
together
Wow.
about to fight for, yeah, custody of kids. And
Yeah.
I lived in a shelter, and so
Wow.
been through it. All types of things. I'll leave that to him to mention if he wants to, but only God was there for us, for me and my children. And then during those times where we were split up, worked on me and worked on him. And a lot of times we think it's like, oh, it's the man always doing something or always the woman doing something. But in those situations, God shows up and he wants you to look at yourself in the mirror. You know what I mean? And when we go through those situations, he's like, we're always like, well, he did it and he did it or she did it. And he's like, no, 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 no.
You,
I need you to see you,
me.
these situations and things that we go through. So even in the midst of things, even if there were times where we were going something because of choices he made, the Lord was like, I need you to look at you. And a lot of times as a Black woman or Black women, I find that, us being a strong one and everything, sometimes we are wrong. Sometimes we don't do the right thing or things like that. And it's a prideful thing sometimes. And I was like, oh, wow, I really need to look at myself. And then, and I was finding that things that I did and that weren't right and things like that. And helped me take the focus and the blame off him and got me together, got my relationship right with God. And all that time when I was getting myself right, he was working on him. So, just my faith in God really, really kept me through that. And like you said, that threefold cord, it kept us together, even when we were apart.
Yeah, that's so
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Wow, I love that. Thank you guys are encouraging me tonight. You have no idea.
Let's
Like,
go. Let's go.
yeah, and I think that's really, really awesome. I got so
Like I
much
said, I'm
respect.
35. I got 35.
Oh gosh,
Yeah,
no.
35 what? I missed that.
I said I got a 35-year-old son.
Oh, 35-year-old. At least you remembered all of them. That's good. And the ages. I'd probably get them all confused.
Yeah.
Where did you guys meet? Did you guys actually meet at church or somewhere else or?
Nope, we met in college.
Oh, in college. Okay.
Woo, she pulling it out, Ryan. She pulling it.
Wow.
We met in college. Me, I wasn't supposed to make it to college. I wasn't even supposed to make it out of high school. I was that bad. And I changed my life and straightened up, and then somebody met me in the lunchroom and gave me an opportunity, and then I took it and went to this 2-year tech college out in Media, Pennsylvania. And she was already there. Okay. And what happened was, like I said, I was cocky back then. We used to go play basketball in the gym all the time. And there was another female that looked very similar to her, but she was light skinned. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I had my eye on both of them. Like I said, I was cocky.
Better
Okay.
be careful. Better be careful what you're saying right now.
Oh no, she
I
know.
know.
Oh, she know. Everything I'm
I'm
telling you,
just joking.
she know. Okay.
Yeah.
I had my eye on both of them. So what I did was,
Like, I hope you had dinner before this interview, because you
oh
may
no,
not get dinner after the interview. I don't know. We don't know.
oh no, we good.
Oh,
I'm
no.
just joking. I'm joking. I'm
Good.
Oh
joking.
no, he's good.
No, we good.
I'm totally joking.
We were playing basketball one day, and she was in the gym, and she was sitting on the bleachers, and I seen her, and I looked over at her, and I pulled up at the top of the key, shot a J, left it up, looked at her, and just made that connection, that eye contact. And then later on, I think it was later on that day, we met in the hallway, and I
And
kissed
it was nothing but air ball when you made the shot, or
her. That was
No,
nothing
it
but
was
net.
did
nothing.
you get it in the net?
Come on now, that's the bottom of the net. Come on now.
I'm
But
just
yeah,
messing
like,
with you.
we met up later on that day. I kissed her for the first time, and rest is history.
When did you guys actually get married then? Was it like a year? Were you guys dating for a year
Oh
or a
no!
couple
Oh,
years?
you want? Ooh, she want to know the story.
I don't know. Now I'm just curious. Now,
Nah,
we won't
after
get
that,
back to the DJ
watch
thing, but now
this.
I'm
Now
very
listen.
curious.
Listen, I'm gonna give it to you. You said you wanted to know. After that, I cheated on her for 5 years straight.
Oh no. Oh wow.
Cheated
Wow.
on her for 5 years straight, and then she hit me
Wow.
with. We had a baby. Okay, one of the babies. Okay, the one that's be 28 this year. We had her,
Hmm.
and she told me, she was like, I don't want to play house anymore. She was like, I want to be an honest woman. And I looked at her like she was crazy. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, we got a baby together. Like, we living together. Like, she was like, no. She's like, I can't do this no more. She was like, I want to be an honest woman. I want to be married. So I left.
Hmm.
He left.
I left.
Me.
Oh wow.
I left. And when I left, I did not know that somebody was going to find me and deal with me. And I went to my brother's house and talked to my spiritual grandmother. And I got presented with the opportunity to meet Christ. She's like, if you want to accept Christ right now, you can. I was like, no. I'm like, I'm good. Like, but then shortly after that, I found myself playing ball with my brother in a gym, surrounded by 22 men, giving my life to Christ. And then that's when my world changed.
Like
And
that's when you changed, right?
I
Yeah.
changed. That's when I
But the
changed.
change probably didn't happen overnight. It probably took some time to change like who you were, right?
It took some time, but
Or
we were
habits.
courting each other and seeing other people at the same time. So
Mhm.
you was with the bull you was with the boy, you had to, you was with him, and then I was tripping, running the streets. So
Hmm.
that's about right. Short in a nutshell.
Have you
So
guys ever thought about doing like a relationship stream or some stream together? I
yeah,
can
we
see you
have.
doing that.
Yeah.
Like I really think it would go really, really well. Twitch is like, what am I watching? Well, Twitch is, you got to allow room for like, someone's story,
What?
right? Is because everyone changes. You got to allow people to change too, right? Like,
Yes. Yes.
because you could be one way 20 years ago and then totally change. And I think
Right.
that's where grace and mercy comes in. Like,
Mhm.
and I think I agree with you guys. That's where faith comes in because if he didn't have grace and mercy on any of us, I don't know where the heck I would be. I know that is fact. And I'm sure you guys can relate to that too. But,
I mean,
I
like,
think I
I
think
just,
it's good being honest and sharing your story because not everything is
yeah.
perfect, right?
Oh,
A
yeah.
marriage is not
No,
perfect,
no.
I
you
mean, we
know?
giving you the light version. We giving you the
Yeah.
light version.
Aw. But I think that's incredible that you guys, like have made it 29 years and continue. That's very rare in this day and age.
Mhm.
Like, what would you say to people out there that just need encouragement, where they're just like, you know what, like I'm done here. Like I'm not even gonna go further. Like, what could you say to people to just kind of give them encouragement too? Because everyone's going through a lot. Like the pandemic was a lot for people too.
Yeah.
I let her
Um,
give her opinion.
well, for people that I guess who may not have uh, some type of faith or believe in God, um, a strong support system, being surrounded by people who think like you, uh, who maybe have like the same beliefs and things. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I said, we've separated. We've had that I'm done before thing, you go your way. Yeah,
Like that.
screw you.
Like that.
And, so, and honestly, and to be honest, we're what, maybe a couple years of being back. I mean,
Well, if you look at the baby, like our last separation came 8 years ago.
yeah.
Mhm.
So every
And
year he turns, that's how far back it was, our last
yeah.
separation.
But actually, even I'm saying like we had some like recent like couple years ago. Remember?
Oh yeah.
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 So I mean, we're coming back. It's not perfect. I mean, we're coming back off of a storm. I mean, it takes time and
Yeah, that's right. We brought the kids in last time. Right?
yeah. We brought our adult kids in last
Yeah.
time. Like we're going, we're leaving,
We're done.
we're done.
We're done.
And that was just recently. I'm talking about recently, and but then like he said, I heard him say it's like, but I don't want to do this with anybody else. You know what I mean? It's like I can you see yourself really doing this with someone else? And some people are like, I just want to be by myself. Well, then you have to be honest with yourself and then your partner. And I think you owe it to each other when you've been together for so long, like, we're gonna work on this, and but some people just like you said, they just give up. They're like, I'm done. I changed. I don't
Mhm.
feel you anymore.
Right.
Like I'm just, I've outgrown you. I hear a lot of people say that. Like I've outgrown you, I've outgrown each other. I hear a lot of women say, I'm done, I'm just gonna be single, I'm gonna live my life, I'm gonna do like girls trips and do all that. But I don't, you know, hold my nose up to them or anything because that's their choice. But for people who really try to stick in there and stick it out, I think therapy is great. We like, I'm like, no, I don't want nobody else telling me what to do. I think having that neutral party to be able to come in there, not your mama, not your girl, or not your bull telling you, because of course they're going to side. Like his brother will side with me, and it's crazy. So
Everybody on
Mhm.
Queen's side.
but like you don't want that. You don't want that bias party. You want to therapy. I think is great. And individual therapy, I think, is even
That
better.
part, fam.
For
For
sure.
you as individuals, and I think we shy away from that, and we need it. So like therapy, having a good support system in your corner, whether it be family, friends. Sometimes friends are closer to family. and some type of faith, you know. And there's times we have a good friend of ours that just went through a divorce, and that's fine, and that's what she needed for her. Your story is not going to look like our story. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And their story is not what works for her doesn't work for me. I don't look good in a bikini. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, it's like,
beg to differ.
but so, you know, because everybody was like, oh, well, this fits, you know, one size fits all, looks great on everybody. No, I'm that person that says, I don't look good in that. So,
Mhm.
you know, but I can only share with you my testimony and our experiences. And it's up to you to go to God or your God or whoever, and for you to make that decision. And whatever decision you make, if you're my friend, I'm going to support you in it.
Can,
Yeah.
can I pause for a second? You
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah, no, go ahead. But
Okay.
I don't want
Cause
to
she's
leave because I
yeah,
don't
cause
want
she's
to
on the
take
floor. I'm
over.
like,
Yeah, no problem. Yeah,
in
no
my
problem.
brain, I'm like, she's down on her
I'm
on the
fine.
floor. I'm like, nah.
But I'm going to leave. But
Yeah, we're going to get back to the DJ questions, but thank you so much for
you're
coming on. We appreciate
welcome.
you and definitely salute you. I really appreciate. Maybe I'll have you guys on for like a relationship show, you know, as well. I think that'd be
You can do
dope.
that.
You guys should really think about like writing something together or like streaming, doing like
I,
something.
I said that before. I
You
did.
guys should really do it. I think you guys would really be able to help a lot of people, you know?
You
DJ
know,
Quad 4, I was just going to say thank you so much for the gifted sub to DJ Spartacus. I have to look at another computer here because I
DJ,
always forget to look.
like you
And
said,
DJ Quad 4 again for the gifted sub to Candle Lady 40. Thank you so much for your support. DJ Quad 2 has quadruplets in their 20s, right? I think that's why he's named, which I love. Everyone in the room add this girl, woman. I love her name, DJ Quad. It's such an amazing name. And I think I saw Nerd Chris and a bunch of other people I haven't saluted here. Steph One Love, I see you. Candle Lady, so many people. DJ Fam had a really great message. He says a successful marriage is
all
made
that.
up of two big forgivers.
Yes,
Wow.
yes.
I love that. I've never heard that before. And it's so simple, but so powerful, you know? It's so true.
Oh, Queen said, and unconditional love.
Yeah, and unconditional love. Someone once told me marriage is like puts a mirror to you and magnifies like your selfishness, your own
Yep.
selfishness. Like it literally does not change the problems when you're single and just dating, but when you get married, it actually puts the mirror back to you and
Yep.
magnifies your selfishness. Do you think that's kind of true or?
Oh, definitely. It reverses the finger because, like, when you're in that moment and you're hurt, what we
Mhm.
want to do is we want to be like, you made me feel, see the finger, you did this to me, or you made me feel this way. But we never talk about our part that we played in the situation to make that person feel the way that they feel. That is something that I had to learn from her. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's something that God dealt with me with, but at the same time, she got me to see. You know what I mean? Like, but and not by telling me, but by living. You know what I mean? Living it. You know what I mean? With God dealing with her. You know what I mean? And it just like you can't always be like this. You know what I mean? Until you do this first. You got to check. You got to check yourself first.
I
You
think
got
that I'm learning that in everything, not necessarily just a
yeah.
relationship
It's
if
a
you're
cross
in one,
board.
but it's also like with your friendships. It's
Yep.
also like
Yep.
that's a hard mirror to check, to constantly
Yep.
check at you and you realize, maybe you may have too much pride or it's hard for you to say I forgive you or just move
Yep.
on, but if you
Or
want
even just
people.
say I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You know
exactly. I don't
that.
know. It definitely is a hard check, but I believe God firmly will check you, like not like beating you down, but he'll definitely check you in a way that needs to be checked, to
Well,
kind
if
of
you
convicts
notice,
your heart, right?
if you ever notice anything in life, whenever if you're familiar with a potter, okay, and how they mold clay, okay,
Hmm.
when they got their hands on that mold and it's going around that spindle and they're shaping it and they're molding it and they adding water, and what are they doing? Applying pressure with their fingers so that certain shapes come out. And if it doesn't come out the way that they want it or they envisioned it to be, what do? They smash it, they destroy
Hmm.
it, they break it down. But they build it back up again so that it can, and start from, and that's how it is. Like in our lives, we go through everything in stages. You know what I mean? So like, let's pick a word. Like you said, you had mentioned pride. If you're a prideful person, okay, God is going to deal with you with that, okay? And he's going to deal with you with that, but he's going to break you down first. He's going to put you in situations to deal with you and show you your own prideful nature, okay? So that you can see it, because what do we do as people? Once we can't get past anything until we see it and agree that it's us first. You have to, if you don't see it, then you can't deal with it. If you don't admit to it, you can't deal with it. So that's the crushing part. But once you're smashed down, he's going to build you back up. And when he builds you back up, he builds you back up stronger, better.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that you're able to go to the next stage. Me, I had a really bad problem with vanity. My problem was, like, I was on my way to become a deacon in the church. Okay.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
I can see that. I can see you literally like speaking, like you're speaking to all of us right now. Like you have that gift. You really do, you know?
Thank you. I was getting ready to become a deacon in the church, but during the time of praise and worship, I had vanity so bad that I used to check my tie to make sure my tie was straight, which would stop me from raising my hands and praising and put my hands down and do this. Now I'm not concentrated on him. I'm concentrating on me. Then I would used to look at my cuffs, my sleeves, and make sure that my jacket was, like my sleeves was right. So I had to pull down my hands, pull down my praise, and look in and deal with me.
Mm-hmm.
So it got to a point where he showed me that. And long story short, I started going to church in basketball shorts and sweating, and got some of the best praising in my life. Once I let it go, once I let vanity go, I had people in my church telling me, I wish I could praise God like you. And that's not me. That's come like building a relationship with him and praising and worship him and appreciating that, hey, you took this from me. Now I'm gonna give you everything I got.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
Wow. So this goes back, and I just want to say hi to everyone that's in the room as well. There's so many great people in this room again. So thank you guys for,
yeah, I
coming
appreciate
through,
that.
all the lurkers. I see Tilt here. DJ Chris Camouflage has been with us since Instagram. DJ Quad 4. Make sure you guys are adding all these amazing DJs in the room. I think she's my other superhero, like having 4 kids. That's a lot. And
That's
to stream and to
oh,
DJ, like
ooh,
quadruplets. I was like, wow,
ooh.
how do you do it? It's really cool to see what people do and what they're into, and especially on Twitch, because a lot of times people just think people on Twitch are just DJs and that's it. And then
Right.
they're always like, well, what else do you do? Like, that's your job? Like, really? But they don't know that there's like lawyers and doctors, and it doesn't matter what profession you do, but
And
there's like, parents and mothers that have kids that are DJs. Like, I just find it so fascinating that there's so many different people in different professions you'd never know, right? So I
right.
would say don't be so quick to judge even a DJ. When you see a DJ streaming, you have no idea what their story or their life is, right?
No,
Um,
you
yeah,
just
and
you just met a priest, right?
yeah, well, oh, you mean Father Damien or
Yeah.
yourself? Or yourself?
No, I'm talking
I
about
think
no,
I've met two.
I'm
I think
talking
I've
about
met
Father
two right
Damien.
now.
I'm talking about Father Damien. I think that's dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was actually really cool meeting him. That guy's got 3 rooms in his church with like 4 different controllers. I won't say how
Yes.
much they are, but like he's got more DJ gear, and he just started DJing. But the trippy thing is I surprised him at his church on Sunday. I don't normally go to Catholic churches, but I wanted to just surprise him. And
Right.
the trippy thing is when I first moved in the city, his church was a street in front of my old neighborhood where I used to
Okay.
live. So it's like the time I really, really needed a church or needed something with, I think pieces of my story. Like it was just so trippy going back to this area and thinking that I walked by his church twice a day to the subway. Like we
Wow.
never knew each other until like what 14 years later on Twitch. But
Wow.
you just never know who you're going to meet in life. Like I met another guy that when I was in Winnipeg, he tuned into my radio show, and like he was in jail, and a lot of jails tuned into my radio show on a Saturday night. So he's like, "Oh wow, you have no idea the impact that you had," and it just touched me. And it's like I haven't met. He used to tell me he used to be like armed robberies, like breaking in houses, like really deep stuff. Stony Mountain, or I think it was at Headingley Penitentiary, which is like the top prison, like in Winnipeg. It's no joke.
Yeah, that's a
Um,
pick up
and
kid.
now he's on Twitch. Now he's on Twitch, like doing stuff for Aboriginal rights and
Okay.
doing things in his community. But so you never know who you're going to meet. Have you ever had an experience like that, like just meeting people on Twitch, or something interesting or inspiring that happened maybe to you
Um,
at all?
the
Or even
most
funny or quirky?
No, I can't say that I have. I know the most. I mean, I hate to isolate it to one person because I've met a lot of dope people on Twitch, but I have to admit that the most interesting person that I've met on Twitch, as far as like their lifestyle and their dynamic and what they're going, is DJ Luciano Solar.
Yes, he's amazing.
He is amazing,
He
and
is.
he's actually trying to get back to the States, but it is very difficult for him. He's like, it's crazy. You know what I mean?
He's
Like,
got to do 90-day fiance, and then he'll get here.
oh, that'd be crazy. Oh, I wouldn't like
He's got plenty of women that like
oh
him. That should be
God,
easy
no.
for him.
Man, I'll let him marry one of my daughters before he do that. Like, no.
That's so funny. Cause it is definitely
Oh,
hard. It's hard probably
yeah,
getting
he said he
there
was
from
like
Argentina.
with him being from Argentina, like it's just like I couldn't believe like he was telling me how it actually is over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, even when it comes to like him getting paid through Twitch, it is not easy for him. So, like shout out to him. Shout out to DJ Luciano Solar. That is my brother right there. I
Yeah,
love
he's amazing. And just talking, I think I heard him in an interview talk about how much they make in Argentina and the
Yeah,
government, and like how much it's controlled, their money, and what they have so much less, but
yeah,
yet he's so happy. And
right.
that's what's inspiring to me. So many people from other countries, we don't realize how privileged we are. Sometimes we may complain during whatever's happened in the last couple years, but like when you see other people from other countries really fighting to just like have food and pay their bills, it's pretty amazing. Like we should have
I
more gratitude, right?
I gotta take a minute for something because like every time when I'm streaming and like every single time when I'm streaming, this happens. Like my youngest makes a cameo, so he needs to make his cameo. So he
Okay, sure.
he comes in my stream, he comes and gives me a hug. So here he is.
Oh, hi, how are you?
Yeah,
How old are you?
7.
7. So 7, you must be in, like, let's see if Honeyflow remembers, grade 1 or grade 2.
2.
2. Oh, okay, nice.
So
I'm only a few years older than you. Do you know that? He's like, "No, I don't believe you."
so remember we told you like not that long ago we had that situation.
Yeah.
This came out of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, this came from that. So and he's like the glue. He
Aw, he's so cute. I don't know
yeah.
if boys like to be called cute, but,
Nah,
No.
No? Oh, what do boys like? I don't even know. I'm not even
I like
sure.
to be called a nice gentleman.
Oh, excuse me. Okay, you're a very nice gentleman. You're definitely a very nice gentleman.
yeah.
Great.
Every single morning he lets the little girl get on the bus before him.
Aw, that's so sweet. Yeah, that's a gentleman. Make sure you carry that for life.
Yeah,
Make sure
for
you always open up the door for the
You
ladies,
yeah.
because you know
Yeah.
what they do here in Toronto? They push you over.
Oh God, no.
They push you over the subway seat. They slam the door. Yeah.
Oh,
Well, so do
listen.
you like playing any sports? Like, you like playing basketball, or do you like any
baseball?
Mm-mm.
baseball? Are you on a baseball team? Yeah? Oh, nice. Can you hit the ball, like, pretty good?
Yes.
Maybe you could teach me. I was on in softball too, and I could never hit the ball. Like, it was so
Mm-mm.
hard trying to
Dad,
hit the ball.
well, Dad told me he can call me Janus, Judah, or Smokey.
Oh, wow. Do
I
you
think
take
I know, and I think I know why he likes to call me Smokey.
Why?
because I smoke balls and hit balls like smoke.
Okay.
What? You hit balls like smoke? Oh man, he's taking after his dad. He's got the lines.
Oh, he's better than me.
We have another pro baseball player, softball player here. This is one of my friends from Facebook, Suzette Rowe.
Okay.
She like, she hits the balls like out the field, you know. You can't even see the ball and she just walks around the bases like nothing. She doesn't even have to run.
That's
So maybe you guys can get together. She knows I'm a horrible softball player.
he just played his first year. His first year that he played, they took the championship.
Oh, wow.
So he says he loves playing baseball, so he's doing pretty good.
That's amazing. Have you ever gone to the batting cage? You
All
know
the
where
time.
they all the time? Yeah? Wow, that's amazing.
Working out. Like we working out downstairs in the basement when we can. You know, whenever I got energy, we working out. So
Oh, that's awesome. Well, who knows? Maybe he'll be the next. I don't know too much about all the famous people now. I just remember Barry Bonds. Maybe he'll be the next Barry Bonds.
maybe.
Yeah.
All right, you don't get to stay here. Go on about your business, boy.
Okay, bye.
Say bye.
USA.
Say bye.
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 Never mind.
Oh my goodness, he is so precious. He is so
And happy-
cute.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, Disco Darren, how's it going? Yes, Twitch
Oh,
is
damn.
everybody follow everybody. So
There you
true. Oh, that's it. Thank you, Jonah, because I don't know all my players. The next Ken Griffey, is it Junior?
Yeah, King Griffey Jr.
Nice. Vinny Code, good to see you. He is
He had the most
awesome.
beautiful swing.
Wow, amazing.
Shout out
So
to Darren.
so you said that you've been on Twitch like for about 3 years now,
Yeah.
going back to it. What do you want for your channel? Like what are some things? Do you have some type of things that you want? Like do you want to become partner? Do you want to grow your channel? Like what are some things that you were kind of thinking for your stream?
For my channel, I'm just trying to provide a place for people that really love music and love being themselves. Like me, as I don't know if you can tell, but I mean, you probably picked it up already. I love to talk, and I've been told, sometimes that in my streams, I talk too much. I got to stop talking over the music so much. So, but I just love to see people. There are people that are taking time out of their personal lives to program some, like a software to come and visit you and spend time with you. You know what I mean? And I just want to show my appreciation to those people. And I want them to be able to come in there and like be able to make a connection with me as far as like men, because I got something in the works that I'm trying to do as far as a podcast for men. And there have been women like Juicy's in here. Okay. Juicy is very close with my wife. Tigress, like I said, she's come to visit us. She's been to my house. And there's other ones that have a lot of respect. And what happens is my wife has opened up through my stream that if there's a woman in here and if you're going through something and you need somebody to talk to, you can call her on the phone and she will talk to you. Like Lady Keys is in here. Keys is like a sister to me. You know what I'm saying? And she is like, they're like basically sisters. You know what I mean? And anytime that she's going through something, you can call my wife. We're open books like that. You know what I mean? So I'm just all about good music, good vibes, everything positive. Do I want to grow the channel? Yeah, of course. I mean, the more the merrier. The more, like the more people in there, the more fun you can have. The better the experience. Like you get to vibe with other people. You get to meet new people. Like there's some beautiful relationships that have come via Twitch, through people meeting in a room and you can't even see people's faces, So as far as partner, if it happens, it happens. It's not something that I set out as a goal. I remember in the beginning, I thought that was the thing to do, but now, not so much. Now, because my thing is this, on Twitch, whatever the number is, you're only going to see 0.5 to 1% of the people that follow you. That's a fact. You can look at DJ Jazzy Jeff. He can have 1,000 people in the room, but you're only going to see like 100 of them in there. I mean, I'm sorry, he can have 1,000 people or 1 million followers. I'm trying to get the math right. He can have 1 million followers, but you're only going to see like 100 people in there. You know what I mean? It's like the ratio is just like that. It's very minuscule. It's very small. So me myself, I got to the point where I'm not caught up in how many people are following me. I want to be there. I want to show a consistent stream for the people that come and view me. For the people that when they see the notification go off, like DJ Madlive is now online, and they jump in there. I don't care if you jump in there and say hi, like, yo, I'm going to work, you know what I mean? Or hi, I'm driving. You know, the algorithm can see you, yes. But me, the thing that I say is your presence is felt in my stream. You know, we're very quick to say, I appreciate you. You know what I mean? It's something that I hear people say a lot today. I want everybody to know that when you come in my stream, it hits me. You know what I mean? When I see your name pop up, you have no idea. Like when I seem like I'm excited and I see you in there and I start talking to you and I shout you out and I hit you with that echo because you in the echo chamber, trust me, I am so glad that you stopped by to pull up on me because you don't have to. You don't have to. You know what I mean? There's some,
Exactly.
you know, you might not like my style. You might be like, man, he a little bit over the top, or he talked too much, or
Some
he looked
people, but there's a lot of people that talk I talk practically the whole time too, right? There's
right.
different DJs that do a lot of them. So it's like I don't think I've figured out the magic formula because there really isn't. There isn't. It's
I
just,
don't think it is. I
you
don't
know,
think
because
it is.
everyone is so different. They do their shows differently. Some may talk, some may not talk. Some just do straight shout outs. That's it. And you
Right.
don't hear any stories. You hear nothing from them. Just a shout out. And I mean, their shows are flourishing. So I feel like, I don't know, you just attract your own tribe, I think. And Disco Darren says if you can get, yeah, even 10%, that's massive, Disco Darren, because it's
That's
usually
massive. That
0.5% to 1%. I agree with you. You're lucky
if
if you
you
get 0.5 or 1%. So the follow thing, it really doesn't mean anything. It's the
know,
content and people, you know,
yeah,
you got to eventually find the right tribe for your show, like ones that will appreciate it, because not everyone will like what you do. And that's just fact, you know?
yeah. I'm
Um,
gonna be honest with you. The highest that I've seen, and I did the math one day, was 2%. I was like, wow. And this was from somebody big. This
mhm.
was from somebody big. You know what I mean? So I'm like, my thing is, I love like it's okay because me right now I'm sitting on like maybe like 1.5. Okay, and that's great. You know what I mean? When somebody on the outside looks at me as a content creator or a DJ streamer, whatever you want to label me as, an entertainer, okay, and they go on Twitch and they be like, oh my goodness, he's got like 1.5 viewers. All right, that's cool. But when you come to see me, why is there only 15 people in there? You see,
Mhm. It's so
like
true. Yeah. And
where's
DJ,
where's all those people at? And I'm not knocking
mhm.
those people because we all have lives,
No, we
and
all have lives. And I don't
we all
I
have
never
lives.
say to someone, "Hey, where are you?" I don't know if I ever did. I don't think I ever have. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know Twitches will correct me fast, but like you know, when some people get really aggressive and they're like, "Well, you weren't in my stream." But I'm
Right,
like, "Yeah, but when I'm in someone's stream, I'm literally like really present, like in the chat room talking to people for hours, you know what I
right.
mean? I'm not to me, I don't see a point people come in your stream for 2 seconds and they leave, and I used to have a lot of that, right? Like, I don't see any point in that, like, there's just no point. You know, you
Mm-mm.
come in for a shout out and then you just take off right away, like, to me, it just you know, it's kinda like having a massive following that doesn't mean anything. It's just
Right,
really just a number that somehow puts you higher, like, if you had a 10,000 or 20,000 following, now you're important to people, or now people may say, "Oh, maybe I'll come on her show because she has that number
right,
attached to her
right.
name," right? But it's all I don't know, perception and illusion, I think, to social media. Because I know some streamers that have like 2 or 3,000 people and they or less than that, and they have like 100 people in their room and they're killing it, right? So,
Look, I
yeah,
can
it's
tell you,
hard to find that. DJ
like,
Quad 4 says, "You can't please." We're gonna get to your point. DJ Quad 4 says, "You can't please everyone, I learned." Wins 2000 says, "And it depends on what type of set you're doing." Let's see. Um, Let's see, I'm just trying to look here. Yeah, and then DJ Quad 4 made another good point, and as a DJ, you have to be okay with that. You have to actually be okay with anything
Yeah.
when you're on social media, which is a hard thing to do. Like I definitely find that as a challenge, like for myself. I'm beginning to care less now, but like I found that very difficult for me getting in front of the
Right.
camera. Like, have you ever felt that, like if you gotten like criticism or like just feedback, or like the other day I had someone blast me for doing the patty pie video. I'm just
I
like,
remember.
oh my gosh, like I can't believe this person's blasting. But for me, I'm just like, whatever, it is what it is. People like certain things and people hate certain things, and you can't please everyone. But I was like, for the love of God, it's a patty pie video. Like,
Um,
but have you ever had days like that where you're just kind of like you felt down with the numbers going down or up? Or I think every streamer's gone through that. Like, have you ever had a day like that streaming, and how do you kind of handle that too?
well, as far as like with the numbers, I remember in the beginning, um, I've been kind of groomed for it. Like people was telling me, like every person that I ran across to learn about Twitch,
Yeah.
the first thing that they would tell me is don't worry about the numbers. Don't look at the numbers. Don't look at the numbers. Don't look at the numbers. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because I'm kind of like, it's been embedded in me now. So when I get on a stream, and that's the point that I was about to make. When I get on my stream, okay, I know the people that are consistent that will come and see me, and that's my pinnacle, like my highlight. Um, but one thing that I will do that I have done before, I remember there was one person in my stream, and I streamed to that person for 5 hours.
Mhm.
5 hours.
Wow.
My
That's a
thing,
lot.
my thing is this: it's about the music first. It's not about me. It's
Mhm.
about the music. You know what I mean? And then we were just having conversation the whole time. So from that experience, it let me see that really you can't worry about the numbers. So I tell people in my stream, when you come in, when you come in to view me, anybody that's having a bad day and you need music and you see somebody that's not on, you can actually hit me up and be like, "Are you available to play some music?" And I'll do it for you if I'm available. If I'm not doing nothing, if I'm just sitting somewhere and not doing anything on the weekend, and you be like, I had a sucky weekend. Can you, come on, jump online? I had one person do that so far.
Mhm.
Okay, and I can put her, I can put her information out there because I'm not information, but like it was Precious. Her mom passed away.
Oh, wow.
Okay, her
Hmm.
mom passed away, and she asked me, could I play like some old school OJs and stuff like that? I dedicated a whole stream to her.
That's awesome.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, and we had a good time, and plus the people that came in with us that was there, and then we shared with them. That connection was dope. The music was beautiful. It was music that I hadn't played in years. I'm talking about just playing them on, like on a regular record player. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
she said that music was significant. It was very meaningful to her mom, and that making that connection with Precious, it just made me feel like, like we got a relationship that you can call on me like that, and I can be there for you. And if I'm available to do it, I'll do it. It's no problem at all. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, and that's special. That's awesome that
yeah, that was
sometimes it may be for one person, you know? Sometimes
oh
it
yeah,
may not be for the
oh
masses.
yeah.
It could just be like that one person in your chat room or lurking, or just someone that's having a bad day, and I've heard lots
I,
of personal
I
stories, like, off
music does.
camera between people. Mhm.
I understand what music does. Music is a healer.
Mhm.
It's a healer. Like whenever you in a situation, I know I've been in certain situations where music has taken me out of bad situations and places that I wasn't supposed to be, and made me think about where I'm supposed to be, and it took me there. You know what I mean? It
Mhm.
moved me like that. When I'm down there playing that music, I'm in it. I'm in it. I love it. I love it. New music, old music, whatever makes me feel good, whatever makes me move. And then my thing is I take that and I give it to the people. And if they like it and we having fun with it, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. What would be on, like, your bucket list as a DJ, what you would wanna do if you could do anything, like DJ an arena, or, like, I don't know, like, DJ in the White House, whatever it could be, like, anything outrageous, there's no holds bar, what would that be?
I'm glad I get to put this out in the universe. I hope he listening.
Yeah.
I hope you play this back. my bucket list, top of my bucket list, I want to play in Jeff's house.
Jazzy Jeff's?
I want to do a set with Jazzy Jeff. What he does is he brings in different DJs sometimes to rock out with him at his house, in his studio.
Oh yeah, like DJ Shortcut and a bunch of them.
Yep.
Scratch Bastard.
Yep. Exactly. That's what I want.
Jazzy Jeff, if you're lurking.
I
Actually,
know.
I saw DJ Jazzy Jeff. Okay, not to sound creepy, but like, you know how you check your analytics? And I actually saw him come up that he was viewing me, but I don't see him in my lurkers. But I saw him on Kev G's stream too. And I messaged Kev G quickly. I was like, hey, you know, Jazzy Jeff's watching you right now.
Wow.
And I saw him lurking on my show. I think it was like a couple Sundays ago. And I'm like, shoot, what did I play? What did I do? What kind of crazy story was I giving? You know?
I mean,
you never know who's watching. You never know. It's pretty cool, you know?
That part is very meaningful for me because, of course,
he's from Philly.
Being from Philly, I actually met him when we were very young. So he wouldn't know me now. You know what I mean? We were kids when we met, like at the beginning of hip hop. You know what I mean? Going to house parties and things like that. And it was just like one of them things like, yo, you know, what up? What's good? You know, and keep it moving, you know. But at this time, you know, like seeing him and what he's done and having so much respect for him and what he's done for the game, that's the top of my bucket list. I want to rock.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be funny if he was like under a different name or some big time guy on Twitch that you look up to, some DJ, like they're under a different name? Like Twitch is our radio. Wouldn't that be crazy? And then the whole time you find out that it was actually like some celebrity or someone that was big under, because I mean, I would do that. If I were as famous as him, I would just make up another name like Twitch is our radio does, you know, and just have multiple personalities like she does. So I always joke around. You never know. Another guy I had in my room was Tony Capone he was the producer for the Loonies. And like people were, when I was doing something like a Bay Area type of raid with Pam the Functress, they're messaging in my room saying, hey, he's watching you right now. And I missed it because I miss everything in my chat. And I think that was a cool highlight. Have you had any kind of cool, interesting either raids or highlights for you as well? So, okay, actually, we're going to go back to this. You said your bucket list would be Jazzy Jeff's house. Is there anything else DJing wise, like
DJing or there is an arena here in Louisville. Okay, there's they built a soccer stadium here. Okay, and when you're driving past it, you can clearly see like straight into it. Okay,
yeah,
I want to play there. I want to do a concert there.
That would be cool
for the people of Louisville. Like, just like I'm talking, like, you know, like cook some food, like cook people cheesesteaks,
like a tailgate type of party. Is that football? You said stadium, right?
I mean, just like do it up. Like have people out there tailgating. You hear the music banging on the system, and I mean, like just out there just rocking out and just like I want to do something for this city because I'm not sure how long I'm going to be here, and they really don't have a big thing here like that, like for a DJ here that's like really like repping this city. You know what I mean? Not that I know of. So
okay,
thank you, hon.
Is there a lot of DJs out there? I wonder.
No,
because you don't really hear too much. Kentucky, I gotta check a map. I think of like very slower, like a South Carolina. I could be wrong. Like more like relaxed country, a little bit country.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Like when I think of Kentucky, and I could be totally wrong on this one, I gotta Google. But like you guys live in Kentucky, I think it's a lot. I feel like it's like a slower city, like a North or a South Carolina, or like. And I got to be careful because some of my friends are from North Carolina, South Carolina. They'll be like, Honeyflow, it's a big city. But to me, it feels more relaxed, like compared to Toronto.
It's not big city. It's not a big city vibe. It's not big city environment. You know, it's more, you know, it's more laid back. Like it's not
relaxed, like more family, right? Yeah, more laid back.
It's like more laid
like a lot
back,
more laid back than I wonder what the population is there. I'm going to start Googling now. I'm curious, like to learn a little
Yeah,
bit
go
more.
ahead.
I haven't been
I
out
know.
there. Hmm?
I'm sorry, say that.
Oh yeah, I was just wondering. I was curious to see what the population is there. If anyone wants to put in the chat room, let us
We can look
know.
it up right now.
Is it?
608 that well, no,
628,000.
that's just in Louisville.
Just
Oh, okay.
that's,
Oh, okay.
that's just in Louisville.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a very family city, right? Like very community, like very people are connected, probably a lot more than compared to like a New York City or
Yeah,
a
it's Louisville.
California.
No. You can actually put Louisville in Philly and
Hmm.
still it would disappear. Like
4.5 million in Kentucky.
4.5 million in Kentucky.
Oh, so it's actually quite a lot more than I thought. Wow.
Yeah, that's the
I,
state of Kentucky.
oh, wow. I didn't realize it was that big. I thought it was under like a million or
Mm.
something.
Uh,
Okay, interesting. Okay, so it's pretty decent size then.
yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
have to check you guys out. I'm gonna check a map. Hey, Struds. Oh, thank you so much for the resubscription, Struds. Strud Muffin, we call him. How you doing, Strud Muffin? Good to see you. Thanks for coming through as well, and thank
Yeah,
you again for
Kentucky is nice. You
subscribing.
want some bourbon? This is the place to be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you guys moved both from Philly to there, right?
yes. I came here first
Oh.
to set everything up. I came here. I was here for about 10 months, and then I went back home to get the family, and we've been here.
Oh, like why did you decide there, like to come? Was it
Well,
school or just work?
that dates back to my job. I came here to get my dream job.
Hmm.
Real
Oh, yes.
real quick. I was working for the cable company, but I was a contractor. I wanted to work for the company. I couldn't get that job back home. So when I got laid off during the Obama administration, after I re-upped a couple times on unemployment, I looked into a new job, and I found three different jobs. I found one in Kentucky, I found one in Texas, and I found one in Wisconsin. I didn't want to go to Wisconsin because it was too cold. I didn't want to go to Texas because it was too close to the border. So I decided to come here. And I didn't want to take another contracting job, and found out that it was a contracting job. And Queen told me, she was like, just go ahead and take it. You know, you might be able to make management, you know, and move up. That job folded in 2 years.
Hmm.
And after it folded, that's when I got hit with the opportunity to get my dream job, and I basically walked right into what God had planned for me already. And
Yeah.
and I
Wow.
and was it was like crazy. It was crazy.
Amazing. Yeah, that is crazy. So what would be on like besides DJing, what would be on your life bucket list too?
My life bucket list.
Yeah.
I know one of the things that you wanted to touch was I want to complete my book. I want to complete my book. I've been putting pages and pages and thoughts and quotes together to write my book. I've met authors, you know, working through the cable industry. I've met published writers, you know, and they've given me their books and given me their information. And it was like, you know, I remember I met one woman who published a book, and when she had just came out of college, and I asked her, I said, I didn't get a chance to go that route. She was like, I asked her, I said, what is the best thing for me to do since I don't have the college experience? She was like, you don't need it. She said, all you have to do is just write. You know, she said, just keep writing. She said, never stop writing. You know, so I get encouragement, you know, from Queen, from my daughter, who's very good at art. And, you know, I get, my struggle is my thoughts are so intense, you know, and I have so much to say from so many different angles that when my thoughts do come, they flood so much that I get it gets bottled up like a bottleneck effect, and when I try to force it through, that's when I lose it all.
Yeah, you
That's,
know what you should do if you have a lot of thoughts, because I'm like that too. Like I'm like always I'm such an overthinker and I'm
mm-hmm.
like always thinking all the time, even when I'm streaming.
That'd be
That's
me.
why
Yeah.
people are like, what the heck? How come you're not picking it up? Or how come you're not saying the right names? Because like I'm always thinking about the next thing that people don't really see, right? But someone once told me too with writing, you should just write down everything, even if your thoughts are all over the place. Like you're going from one story to the next, like don't block it. just write down everything. You don't need to edit it right away. Write down everything you're feeling, everything you're thinking, and then eventually it actually starts forming, right? When you start narrowing it down and kind of editing it.
Mm.
So yeah, I encourage you to just do that. And even if it's not writing, maybe someone told me to do like a recorder, like even using your phone, right? Use it as a voice recorder and do
Oh,
it to
I was ready
text.
to tell you. Yeah.
Yeah, because my friends always say you talk so much, you should just write a book already, And I'm thinking, like, yeah, I think that would be good to do the voice to text thing or
Yeah.
just start speaking, right? And things will kind of form together. Do you have like certain topics you're thinking of? Like, would it be like, I don't know if you want to say, if not, that's okay.
That's
But
fine.
would it be like more inspirational, motivational, or would it be
It'll
something else?
be it'll be motivational. I really have a lot to say to men because of what I've been through, um,
Hmm.
the type of marriage that I have, the type of man that I've become. I want to and I've talked to people before about grooming up young men or young boys to become, their own men, to be able to stand in their own manhood when they get to that time. Like it's so much that's missing now. Like like my son is 7, right? My son is 7 years old, the one that you just saw. They're not teaching him how to write in cursive in school. We're gonna have to teach him that. You know,
Crazy.
that's crazy. So like even Queen mentioned something like something old school, like these kids don't even know what a check is. I'm talking about a check that comes in a checkbook.
Oh, man.
They don't know how to do stuff like that. So even if they don't have to know how to do it, just the practice of those things. You know what I mean? Like little simple stuff like I shared with you earlier. My son, like I didn't even listen. I didn't teach him this. One day I took him to the bus stop. That him and the little girl were running to the bus, okay, and he was in front of her. He was the one who stopped on his own,
Hmm.
backed up, and let her on. I
Oh,
did.
that's so sweet.
I did not teach him that. That's
Wow.
that's just a mannerism that he just picked up on his own. You see.
Really?
So, but we have to continue. There has to be somebody to step up. Okay. There has to be somebody to step up and teach these men that you don't have to have your pants sagging off your behind no more. You know what I mean? You need to increase your vocabulary and stop using the N word all the time. Okay.
Hmm.
You don't have to necessarily grow up in the hood and act like you from the hood and act like you can't be intellectual or even carry yourself in a manner that we consider to be corny when you're growing up in the hood, but still be respected in the hood at the same time.
Hmm.
So, it's I mean, like
But do you
me.
think I'm just gonna ask you though, I totally agree with you 100%, but I'm gonna play like, I don't know if it's devil's advocate, but kinda the other side, right?
Let's
Do you
go.
think we kind of paved the way back in the 80s and 90s? Because a lot of the music we listened to wasn't the best, although, guys didn't have pants down to their knees holding them. I remember like with Tupac and Biggie Smalls, and, you'd have a little piece of the underwear strip showing, and then,
Hmm.
like different
Right.
things. Like I'm just kind of wondering, like even with the music, right? Like I try to not play any, because I cringe actually when I hear that word. Like I just don't
Hmm.
like hearing it, but it's all over in music. Even if you'll hear, I don't know if it's Tribe Called Quest or just like other groups that you listen to that you really enjoy too, may kind of throw that in there. So do you think we kind of, and I look back at when we were younger, it's like we were into styles and fads and
Hmm.
fashion and music. So can you blame the kids now? Did we kind of pave the way back in the 80s and 90s for the way hip hop has kind of gone? I don't know, you know?
I think it goes hand in hand. I think
Mhm.
both parties play apart because did we pay play a part and pave the way? Yes, but you said something that's key though. Okay. You said we used to wear ours to the point where you could see the underwear. We wanted you to see that we had that Tommy Hilfiger underwear on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or that Bill Blass underwear, you know what I mean? We wanted you to see that we had the expensive underwear from JC Penney's or Macy's, you know what I mean? We
Yeah.
had, the Gucci underwear, whatever. We wanted you to see that. But watch this. It was just the border. We only had our pants. We had baggy, okay? If you could see my shirt is baggy. Okay, I always got on a baggy white tee. But the thing is, our clothes were always oversized. We wore oversized clothes, so our clothes looked really baggy. I see grown men now.
No, I hear. Yeah, I hear you.
Grown men.
Yeah,
I mean, these
yeah.
dudes are in there. They're in their 30s and 40s, and I can see the bottom of their ass. Okay, forgive me for my friends. My son is around here somewhere. But if I can
Mhm.
see your whole listen, if I can see your whole crack, that's a problem. Like, dude, you really need to check yourself because that
I don't
makes
always see that out here in Toronto, but I
oh
do see
oh
that.
it's
I
here.
see that in
It is
Miami. I see that in
definitely here.
Miami a lot when I went to
It's
Miami. I
my
couldn't believe it. Actually, these guys had their jeans okay down to their knees. I've never seen this before. And they had the little briefs on, the little
huh?
underwear briefs,
Like the
not
top,
boxers.
yeah,
Not yes,
them.
the tiny
Yeah,
whitey briefs. But
yeah.
it's like they would have everything shown and they would
Everything
hold
shown.
their pants at their knees.
Everything
But
shown.
I'm like, "Why are you even wearing jeans? I don't even get this." Like,
Exactly.
you're literally walking around with your
I'm like,
briefs. And
oh,
then they would jump in the ocean. I've seen some crazy things. Hip Hop Week in Miami that I
look.
don't think I should have seen.
And this is the thing that makes it real that gets to me as far as that. This is the part that I can't stand.
Mhm,
One, you got your pants sagging.
mhm.
Two, you about 35, 40 years old. And three, and I'm gonna move up when I say this. Y'all fools got on skinny jeans.
Okay, now we're gonna really debate. Now we're really gonna debate 'cause I don't mind them a little fitted. I kinda like the European fit. Maybe not
You
tight, tight,
you
skinny,
can't you
like,
can't
not
take
tight.
you I'm
But you don't
sorry,
wanna
you
see a
can't take
grown
that
man you don't
style.
wanna see a grown man in baggy, 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 huge
No,
jeans.
no, you're not gonna take my style from the
I'm sorry, man. I'm a sucker.
you're
I'm
not
a
gonna
little bit
take
of a
my
sucker
style
for
from the
skinny
90s and
jeans.
put some skinny jeans on somebody and then be like they hanging off your butt. You know what
Oh,
I mean?
no, not that, not that. That's a I feel like they do that a lot in Chicago. I've seen that
Yeah,
fashion,
no,
the
no,
Kanye West type of fashion where they wear, like
no.
I don't even know how to describe it in Chicago
You
from
you gonna
visiting.
take a style that you're gonna take a style that is that baggy style. That's a part of hip hop. Okay, that's hip hop.
No, that's
Is
true, that's
culture.
true. But do you
You know
wanna
what
see a grown man wearing baggy, baggy jeans? Like,
I'm
what
saying?
happens if he's, like, built and fit? Well, I know it's kinda weird me asking you this question, but, like, a nice European fit isn't that bad. Not too
This.
skinny, but a little bit of skinny.
It's a nice fit.
It's a nice fit when you cut like that, but not everybody's cut like
Yeah,
that.
that's true.
Okay,
Like, Twitch is our radio, she loves skinny jeans, guys. She's from Philly. She always talks about men in skinny jeans and how much she loves those tight little skinny jeans.
God no,
So,
God no.
I'm curious, put some ones in the chat. If anyone
He
like
said you a sucker for skinny jeans.
if anyone well, whatever, she always insults me. She always bugs me. But, no, she really is, she really is. She's from Philly, and I'm surprised she likes skinny jeans, she just
Mm-mm.
does, I don't know.
No,
Um, okay, so Juicy Juicy Judy says, "Fitted is kinda okay, but they are out here wearing super skinny jeans." That's hilarious.
they
Yeah,
wearing
maybe not
like
like
jeans.
I don't know. I need to go down there to check out your fashion to see what you guys are doing there then. I need to see.
No,
DJ Chris Camouflage says, "I miss the baggy clothes
yeah,
era." I do too, because we did that back in the 90s, right? That was
yeah.
really cool. Like the girls and the guys. It wasn't just the guys. You would have, oh, what did I say for ones? If you like skinny jeans or if you don't like skinny jeans. I don't remember now. Did I
My
say,
daughter, my
hmm?
16-year-old daughter, she loves that baggy era. She loves it.
Yeah, it's all coming back now, like, the '90s is really coming back. Oh, Juicy, Judy says, "My jeans are tight, not his." You and my friend right here, Suzette, would get along quite well because,
I love to see my queen in some tight jeans.
yeah. Oh, Disco Darren's now coming in with a comment. He says, "Whoa, what about Chicago style? I don't wear my clothes hanging off me. I wear my clothes fitted and my suits European cut." Exactly, Disco
Yep.
Darren. That's what I was saying about people in Chicago when I visited there. I visited there maybe about 4 times. I felt like the style was kind of like the Kanye West back in the day when he'd wear the fitted. You'd see a lot of guys wearing fitted jeans and sometimes skinny jeans with baggy tops, like Chance or I don't know, some of those rappers. So no, I wasn't saying Chicago has a baggy style. I was saying that it's kind of like that European cut, but I mean, Disco Darren's an exception. He's a footballer, so of course he can wear a European cut. Get away with it. Okay, DJ, yeah, and your lady here, DJ Madlive Queen says TLC. I loved that era. I do too. I miss that. Um, Struds, you come from Europe. I would assume that you wear super skinny jeans. Now I'm really generalizing here. I'm going to get in a lot of trouble.
I seen a dude
Um,
walking some skinny jeans and they was hanging off of him. It looked so stupid. I couldn't
yeah.
believe his pants. His pants was almost at his thighs.
Yeah, I don't like that. I
That,
like it loose fitting. But I do like if someone works out like a nice, like
but yeah.
fitted cut, like fitted sweaters or like, more GQ. Oh,
But let me,
Suzette,
can
you
I,
like skinny
can
jeans?
I say this?
Why is this news for
To this
me?
point, I want to end this part with this.
Hmm.
We don't leave anything to the imagination anymore.
That's true.
You know what I mean? If you was to see a female, like guys used to be like, okay, if you saw a female and she was in a laundromat and she had on baggy clothes and she was just washing her clothes and stuff like that, and you met her and y'all busted up real quick, and like, okay, we're gonna go out. And she show up at the door like, damn, you like, I didn't know. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's the same thing for a guy. Imagine if a guy had some baggy clothes on, right? And you met him and y'all bust it up, y'all break it up, and then y'all go out for dinner and he come to pick you up and he got on that European Chicago, you know what I mean? You're gonna have that same expression like, damn, I didn't know he was like that. And then you start to magnetize. You know what I'm saying? You create something from that. But it's all ass out and titties out. Like we seen it
Hmm.
all. I know what you got now.
Yeah, it's
So
kind of like that now, like the Cardi B era. Like everyone, and especially the young girls. I'm like, man, I don't remember dressing like that. If I dressed like that growing up, oh, my mom would give me serious beats, like a beat down,
look,
And you see it
listen,
now, it's pretty bad.
no homo. If I had a body like Darren, I'd be in some tight clothes too.
Yeah, if I were a guy too, if I were a
Salute to
football
my
player, I'd be
brother.
in tight clothes too. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if I was built like Darren, I'd be wearing some skinny clothes too. So shout out to Disco Darren.
I don't wear skinny jeans, I wear fitted jeans. Look at him get all personal with this. This is hilarious. He goes, "All my clothing fits correctly. I'm too old for my clothes to be hanging off me." But did you back in the day,
Respect,
Uh,
respect.
oh, I think Struds asked us to hydrate about 10 minutes ago. I missed
Oh
that.
yeah, I'm hydrating.
I don't,
Queen got.
oh, you have water? Okay, you have water here too. Okay, let's hide. Cheers to you. Let's hydrate together.
Let's do it together.
Let's see. Let's see what these comments are. Oh, yeah. So Suzette says, not the pants under the butt. I'm not a fan. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
That's
But
what
I did notice the young guys in Chicago would have that. They'd have like these fitted jeans, Disco Darren, and then they'd lower it like under their butt so you could see it. Like I don't get that,
no.
So, but hey, maybe our parents didn't get us back in the day either, right? With our clothes.
And we didn't get our parents either.
Yeah, and we never got our parents. I mean, back in our day, it was like what, hockey jerseys for girls. It was like
Juicy,
bandanas, hoops.
Juicy, stupid. That's my sister right there. She's stupid.
Oh my gosh, she goes after y'all. Niece, I can't wear a bikini no more.
That's all right. Stop picking on my niece, Juicy.
That's hilarious. Oh, and she says, Judy says, sweats are a no-go. What, like sweatpants? Like a sweatsuit? I
Yes.
like that. I like that.
That's
You
a great
pair it
one.
up with some Tims, like it reminds me of the 90s. Remember we used to wear like the
Oh,
full colored sweatsuits or the brick
Woo.
suits, Fila
it'd be a
shoes.
look.
Like
That'd be a whole problem if I seen Queen walk through this house with some sweatpants on and some Timbs.
really, I would be fine with that. If I saw a guy walk in like that, as long as if he could wear a suit or dress nice. But if I see him somewhere else wearing like what is it called? Velour? No, what is that? That suede type. Remember like
Velour.
Puffy used to wear it? Yeah,
Velour.
and it's all coming back now. Like I really wanted to get a sweatsuit like that,
Mm.
I'm reliving the 90s. I'm reliving my
Yeah.
childhood.
I remember them old Gap sweatsuits what you used to get from the Gap.
I could never afford the Gap, so I never walked
Oh.
in there. You must have been a high profile, profiler guy if you could walk into the Gap and afford that. Yeah.
Nope, we kept a job.
Yeah.
You had to look. You had the job. You had to have a job, and
Yeah,
your little street hustle. But we ain't gonna talk about that.
yeah, no, that's true. So, I was gonna also say, going back to Twitch, do you have like any interesting raids or memorable moments that came in for you as
Uh,
well that you
I know.
remember?
I remember that question you had asked me. I had two people come in, not as a raid, but I had two. I don't know how famous they are to y'all, but they're very famous to me. There's a YouTube personality. His name is Priyong Joni. Um,
Oh,
he's a big YouTuber and a dope DJ. He came in when I first started, and I was surprised. He came in with his original name, and I was
hmm
like, I couldn't believe he was in my stream. I was like, first year in, like maybe like a few months or so. I don't know, but it was like less than 6 months. And then there is a DJ where I have a lot of his edits. His name is DJ Icecap. He's from Germany. DJ Icecap, he popped in. Well, matter of fact, Viral Polar, who was always in there in my stream a lot, he's like he knows who he is, and he was in there. He went and told his wife that I was playing his remixes for the first time. His Ice Cap's wife came in, and I was like, "Yo, that's dope." I'm like, "That's pretty cool." I was excited, and I was playing his remixes, and then Ice Cap popped in there. I was like, "Damn!" I was stoked. I was like, "Dude." I was like, I had just got his stuff, you know what I mean? And like he's a dope DJ, a dope producer. I mean, even he has done some work alongside with Jazzy Jeff. You know what I mean? So he's on that level, and he was in my stream, and that was an honor, to have him in there while I was playing his music. So that was
That's
dope.
so awesome. Do you
He
go
was
to Jeff streams often? You should go so he recognizes you a little
um
bit more. He's a very down to earth guy. I met him in like my 20s too. I don't think he would remember, but we have pictures and an interesting story for sure with Jazzy Jeff.
okay.
But he's very like I feel like he's extremely humble and
Yeah,
very
he is.
open,
He
even to
is.
help new people, new
He
DJs,
is.
and he doesn't criticize. He's gone through every piece of equipment possible, but like he's always saying, "Hey, you got to evolve." Even when I met him in my 20s and asked him, he said, you got to evolve." Like you
Yep.
can't, because I said, "What do you think about the CDJs?" That's what I asked him because like there was so much hate between the turntablist DJs and the ones that were buying the CDJs at the time when they
Right.
first came out, and all the guys were like, "She's not, that's not a DJ if you're
Yeah,
playing
you're
on
not a
CDJs."
DJ.
Exactly. Kind of like how they kind of say a little bit with controllers or maybe being on Twitch and doing a different show than a typical DJ show too. Like,
Right.
DJs definitely scrutinize in this business each other, right? But I liked his answer years ago. He would say, "No, you got to keep up with the times." Like he's like, "You can't be that old kind of dude in the back." He goes, "Why would I want to leg around like 50 crates that are heavy when I could be using, this like a controller or CDJs?"
Right.
He's like, "I'm going to keep up with the
Right.
times." And I respect that because you don't really hear that from too many pioneers in this game, right?
Let me connect that for you as far as like with me when it comes to the music.
Hmm
That's why I told you that I do believe that I did the right thing when I did those things to those records. Because now with everything being digital,
hmm
I have whatever I want. I can have whatever I want. Listen. I was downloading albums last night at work. Last night I got every single album from Jill Scott.
Oh my goodness.
From I got every single album from Music Soul Child.
Can I swipe your hard drive, please?
Hey,
I'm
look, whatever.
joking.
Listen, I'm open like that because listen, we don't own it. We don't
Yeah.
own it. But I'm doing the research to find it and get it, you know what I mean? And if I have something, that's exactly what I want to do. That's one of my things that I want to be as far as like a DJ and what I do. I want to be my own search engine when it comes to music.
hmm
I want to be my own like when people be like, "Do you know anybody that has this particular song or this?" They be like, "Yo, go ask Madlive. He does that. You know what I mean? He be researching music all the time. Come see me, and I'll give it to you. I'm not gonna listen. All the special edits and all that people be holding on to, and nah, nah, nah. You listen here. Listen, And it comes from a mindset that my mentor, when I first got started 3 years ago, my mentor gave me 2 terabytes worth of music.
Oh, wow.
2
Jeez,
terabytes. That's a
crazy.
lot.
That is a lot.
That's a lot. So why would I
Wow.
hold anything from anybody? No, if I got something that you need,
I guess because a lot of DJs, why do you think it is? Maybe because a lot of DJs just want to remain original and you not have like the same edits, or like what do you think it is that DJs kind of hold
it's
that, like they're kind
it's
of
a
insecure,
competitive
like you're
nature.
not, yeah, competitive maybe, right?
It's a competitive nature to say, I have this edit and you don't.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so diminished now because all you have to do is do the research. It's out there. You just got to find it. You know what I mean? So I'm like, listen, back to DJ Luciano Solar. He makes his own edits.
Yeah, it's amazing.
DJ Jazzy Jeff has played his edits. You see what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So that's an honor within itself right there. So why would you got 2 guys right there on both ends of the spectrum and they're collabing together with tracks. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
no, like if I got it, you know you can have it. This listen, it's no more competition. It's too wide open now. It's too
Or you can swap like country to country, right? Like, other countries have different styles of music. Like Chicago would definitely be the house, Here we play a
right.
lot of cultural mixes or just different things you can't really find culturally in probably a lot of different places, right?
Well,
With our lovers rock or different things. You could find it anywhere, but I'm just saying each country has kind of their specialty or their thing, right?
I mean,
So
you have that.
swapping music country to country, I think would be kind of dope because you're getting some things that are like huge in say Philly that
Hmm.
are different from here. You know what I mean? Like changing.
I
Yeah.
got somebody right now that's putting me down with some people that's from the UK. I never listened
Hmm.
to UK music before. And she's been giving me like she sent me a list. She didn't send me the music. She told me the artist and the track, right? And she took a screenshot of a paper. I'm going to do the research and find the tracks. And I'm going to play them in my stream because what I heard her listening to was dope.
Yeah.
So I'm open like that.
And
It's
people are just Shazamming these days anyways, right?
you can
Like,
some like a lot of songs you can Shazam, like of course I'm telling you right now, if you don't think that is happening, okay, and I'm gonna be the first to say it. If I'm in your stream and I hear something, trust me, I'm pressing that button to see if
mhm.
it pop up, okay?
I
And
remember being in the club when I had to do these like for the radio station, had to go there for these events, and I really didn't like this club at all, but he's an amazing DJ. And I was like trying to find the Wi-Fi, and it was funny. There was about 5 guys beside me Shazamming too. And I told him because I like he works at the radio station too, but like I told him, hey, I just want you to know there's like 10 guys and including myself trying to Shazam you because your set was like crazy. So we're in
look,
the club trying to, I'm spending my whole time like, how do I get my Wi-Fi working in this club? Because his set
look,
was so ridiculous. So he
I
just
got
started laughing. He didn't get mad. He was just laughing.
I got to teach you the discreet way how to do it. You don't even have to hold your phone up no more.
Oh no.
Nah, like the way that I do it, you would think I was just on my phone, just and I can hit that Shazam button.
Like I started peeking over at other guys standing beside me. I'm like, hey, you're Shazamming. I see that. And they
Like
started laughing too.
it don't matter.
Yeah.
I'm to touch bases on this. The biggest thing that's in the industry right now that people have a problem with, as far as like DJs, the sync button.
Oh, okay. What do you think of that? Yeah, we're definitely going to hit up Nita Dawn when Twitches for sure. We'll definitely raid into her. She'll be on for a little while, but we're definitely going to raid into her. But I'm going to
As far
wrap
as the
up
sync
here.
button goes,
Hmm.
I'm on the same mindset as DJ Jazzy Jeff, and he's done it in an interview. You got to evolve. Not every single DJ that comes out today is going to be on a level of an analog DJ from back in the day when DJing first started. Like you had to have an ear for music. You had to learn how to blend your songs, and you were playing vinyl, and you use your pitch control to be able to beat match and do things like that. Now it's just somebody just recently did a what is that, a stream not a stream, but a tutorial on, and understand this as DJs. He said it's deaf.
But I don't know. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
But just
No problem
understand,
with that.
every single time that you hit the sync button, it doesn't mean that your songs are gonna match. It doesn't. It doesn't. Every time you hit that sync button, the songs, they might line up according to the beat. Okay, like in that 4 bar section, but it's not. It doesn't guarantee, that button does not guarantee that it's going to match in harmonic sound. Now, if you want to talk about, if you want to go into depth about it, about the sync button, and you got, your certain way to how you feel, let's go a little bit further. Okay, how many DJs are out there DJing harmonically to where you know for a fact that this is harmonically sound, or this track is harmonically sound with this track? You know what I mean? And knowing that this is an eighth note, and things like that. We're all not musicians, but you got to know. You have to know. You know what I mean? You developing an ear, you can't teach it. You can't teach it. You just have to learn. I had an ear for music before I touched the turntable. But look at Darren. Darren, he thinks it's deaf. You know what I mean? So, but
I just feel like sometimes people make fun and scrutinize, but I don't see any difference with someone queuing up their songs. You know what I mean? Like they say, "Oh, I'm a turntablist DJ." Like if you don't know your music, then you don't know it. But then I'm thinking, yeah, but in your Serato, you have everything queued up. Anytime I watch you, I'm not saying you per se, I'm just saying in general, like to some DJs, like I
right,
don't see them touching anything. I don't see them like with anything. They're just talking to the camera, and I'm just like, how in the world can they mix that way? I wish I could, but
the
I
thing
can't.
is,
But they're literally not doing anything. So I feel like you have your music queued up, like you're pressing a button too. Yeah, people are so against the sync thing, but I find it funny because they already have their stuff set up in Serato. So isn't that technically cheating and not really having an ear and being the turntablist DJ? Like I feel like
here's
they're
my
very hard on like new DJs too, and I don't think it should be that way. I think the turntablist DJs can't compare themselves to someone that is like learning from a controller or someone that has radio DJing. Like there's so many different DJs,
right,
wedding, corporate,
right.
club mixers. I'm not a club DJ. I wish I was, but I'm not. I'm not a turntablist. You know what I mean? Like I'm more wedding, corporate, radio. That's my background. So I'm learning on Twitch. There's so many different categories, but I feel like sometimes when DJs come in the room, they scrutinize with that their one eye saying, "Okay, that's not it, so therefore you're not that." You know what I mean? I don't know.
Just think about it. The conversation only exists amongst DJs.
Mhm.
Because watch
True.
this, the people that's listening and jumping around out there, like if you're playing in a club and they bouncing to the music, they don't care about your sync button, whether you use it.
No. Yeah.
They really
They
can
don't
care.
even care about your controller, which surprised me.
Watch
Like
this. They don't even care if you make a mistake because they don't even notice it. Like
mhm.
most people don't even notice it. And this happens on Twitch. I've seen DJs screw up. Me myself, I've made mistakes. Okay.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
they still be vibing. They like keep going, just keep playing. The people don't care. And that's the thing that we have to understand. Let's stop having these little analytical debates amongst DJs and let's keep pleasing these people with this music.
Exactly, and know that it's hard enough, like, it's hard enough getting DJ gigs and, like, getting out there and putting
Right.
yourself you already get that when you're trying to please a crowd of 500 people in front of you, so I just believe that if we support one another a lot more, it could be
We have,
different, right? Because we understand each other, we know how much of an investment this is, even streaming, DJing, but I feel like if we spread more love and support each other a lot more instead of nitpicking, I think it would go a lot further because when you think about it, we already have that out there when we're on a stage, you're always going to get that one person out of
right.
500 that may love you, right?
Yep.
So that's why I really appreciated Jazzy Jeff's advice. I really did because he's so down to earth and he's literally like, it doesn't matter if you're new, if you've been here 30 years. He's like, I'm still learning. That's what he said. He's like,
forever.
after 30 years, he goes, I'm still learning. And that to me is like, he just a humble guy, you know, in the industry. And he's the one that ran the game of DJing, right?
Right.
Like,
Right.
so I really respect that. He's also got a DJ course too,
Yep.
now that he just opened up, which
Yep.
was cool, you know?
And I
Yeah.
know for me, I know Jeff doesn't have to, and he doesn't use a sync button,
Mhm.
but he endorses it. So
Mhm.
as long as that's his opinion, I'm going to stick with the great. You know what I mean? I'm sticking with the GOAT. I'm right there with him. You know,
Yeah,
if
exactly.
you need it, it's there for you. If you don't want to use it, then don't use it. And watch this. Matter of fact, why don't you do this? And I'll give a suggestion to the DJs that don't like the sync button. Why don't you just go ahead and MIDI that button out?
I
Now,
don't
see,
know.
that's DJ terminology that like you got to know, because you
Mhm.
can MIDI that out. And basically, what you can do, you can assign that button to do something else.
Have you seen that
The way
new software? I was totally shocked. My friend showed me this software. I don't know which one it is. It's not virtual DJ, it's something else. Literally, the crossfader moves on its own. It's literally
Oh,
mixing for you. I was like, "What in the world is this?" You know, magic.
that.
But like, I was shocked because he's kind of relatively new and he kept mixing like every 40 seconds. And I looked at him, I'm like, what in the world? How can you mix so fast? Like, and you're talking and you're just on your tablet
Yeah.
and you're chilling out. And then he told me, he's like, "You're working too hard, Honeyflow." He's like, "Just buy this software." And he literally pressed a button. I was so shocked the crossfader was moving on its own.
Oh
And then
no,
it would blend. I'm telling you, it would blend like you know, and then the crossfaders would go down and up and it would just like merge the tracks in together. I don't know if
oh
you
yeah, they
guys
use it in Context
seen that
Studio
software.
on
Hmm?
board. I've seen that on mixing boards where they where you can see like in people when they're in the studio and you
Mhm.
see the volume buttons going up and down or the track buttons going up and down.
Yeah.
That's using a lot of mixing consoles. I've seen that software before.
Like, it was literally just mixing on its own. I
Yeah,
was like, "Whoa, I have never seen this before."
yeah.
Like, you literally just press a button and then you have, Spotify or you have, like, say if you're streaming, you have all your songs, they all line up. You're not downloading any songs, it's just
Yeah,
like
that
they're
does
all coming,
too much.
like, the top Afrobeat songs or whatever, right? So you're really not doing like, anything as a
You're really
DJ.
not doing anything. You just
I was quite surprised. I was like, "Wow." Have you guys seen this software? Let me know if you guys
I like
have.
hands on. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stay hands on.
But I would love to get, techniques too. I would love 'cause it is a different feel, right? Like, when
It is
you're
a very
like,
different
I
feel.
feel like you literally feel like Run DMC when you're like even if you're not, you're just like, "Oh my gosh, I just went from, like, I don't
Uh,
know, Drake Aubrey from Degrassi High to, like, Run DMC, like, on it," you know? You just
I
feel
totally
it just feels different vinyl.
it
So
does. I totally agree with you because I had, like I said, I have a controller
mhm.
and I have the Rain 12s. And when I'm playing like R&B, like the stream that I do on Sunday, like it's very mellow. You know, we play like soul music on. I really don't feel like I should be on my turntables when I'm playing like R&B, soul, smooth and slow music. It just doesn't have that. I feel like pulling out my controller. But when my tables are out, oh man, I feel like getting it in. I feel like wilding out. Like,
Yeah, it feels different, right?
it
I'm like,
feels
"Oh, I wish
totally
I would
different.
have learned this earlier," you know,
Yeah,
like, especially
man.
the turntables, like, you just even if you mess up, you don't care. You're just like, "Oh my
No,
gosh, this feels amazing." Like, you're just, like, in there, you know?
you just
So,
it's going. It's a whole totally different feel. You know what I
yeah, it
mean?
is a different feel. If you guys get a chance, if you guys could just post, I don't know if Twitches or anyone could post, DJ Madlives, it's not coming up in my StreamYard, his link, for his Twitch page. If you guys could just post it in the comments, that would help me. That'd be amazing. Don't have any mods in the building, so if you guys could do that, that would be amazing. That would help me, and I'll post it. I know you probably got to get going too. We could definitely chop it up for another 5 hours. I can see that.
It don't matter. I told you I'm an open book. I said whatever you want to know, let's go.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And you know, okay, so one thing I'm trying to think of too with the DJing, like I would say what would be like say your top 3 hip hop albums? I'm curious about that because you seem like a real like hip hop guy.
My top three.
Or even top 3 artists, hip hop artists that come to mind.
Well, of course, one is they come in stages. One is Big Daddy Kane, um, just because of his style, he was ahead of his time. The next stage was hardcore. That would be Redman, and I got to give a shout out to my city, which is Black Thought. You know what I
Oh,
mean, from the
okay.
roots. Yeah,
Nice.
like
Yeah, the
like
Roots were
that.
my favorite.
I watching him from afar. I didn't really know him personally like that, like per se. Like I said, we did face them in a battle one time, and we did get cooked. But watching him grow up and like his style, he was so different when he was. But now, like Black Thought, man, if you could see the way I seen him grow, man, and like I said, I seen him grow from afar, but man, but like right there. So any anything, like I mean, like I can go LL from the beginning of time. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Now if you ask me, I think LL's the GOAT. You know
Yeah,
what
he definitely
I
is.
mean?
Have you read his
He's the
book?
GOAT.
I gotta read his book. I heard his book was really interesting.
Yeah, I think L is definitely the GOAT because he was the youngest to step in and he's still there. You know what I mean? He stayed relevant the whole time.
Others
You
are agreeing with you, Big Daddy Kane.
Oh yeah.
That's one of
Oh
her crushes back in the day,
yeah.
Big Daddy Kane.
Big Daddy.
Yeah.
Big Daddy was ahead of his time. You know what I mean? Like just, you know, I can't say enough. Like I still to this day know all the lyrics to Raw. You know what I
Do you
mean?
want
So
to spit a few lyrics if you want?
oh that here I come, RAW, a terrorist, here to bring trouble to phony MCs. I move on the seas and just conquer and stomp another rapper with ease. Cause I'm at my apex and others are below. Nothing but a milliliter. I'm a kilo. Ooh.
Hey,
Mm.
I like that. See, yeah,
Mm.
I know you could rap. That's amazing. That's
That thing right
awesome.
there.
What about can you think of like maybe three R&B artists of all time that you like that you enjoyed or that are your kind of your
R&B.
top? It's so hard because there's so many.
Nah, R&B. If I'm gonna go old school, I was a big Anita Baker fan.
Okay. Hmm.
I was real big on Anita Baker. Um, if you want to move up, I'm going Marsha Ambrosia.
Oh, she was my favorite.
Uh,
Marsha.
uh,
Is she from Philly too?
no,
Marsha or from
she
Cali?
don't quote me on this.
Hmm.
She's from Europe. I'm gonna say it like that. She's from Europe,
Oh, Marsha.
but
Oh, yeah,
when
okay.
they came as the group Flowetry, they
Mm.
came to Philly. See,
Okay.
so that's how that was. But old school, yeah, old school, anything Anita Baker, new school, Marsha Ambrosia, and if I really had to pick somebody in the middle, I would have to go with the all-time soloist, the voice that can never be compared to, and we all know who that is. If you don't agree with me, you're dead wrong, and that's
Mm.
Whitney. Houston.
Oh yeah,
That's
she's
Whitney.
my top, Whitney Houston of
Yeah,
all time. Yeah,
like
she's such a
Whitney.
great. And it's
Yeah,
crazy to think, like I was thinking about this the other day, because sometimes when you have a rough day on social media or you're just like with your stream or show or whatever it could be, anytime in front of the camera, right? It's like you got to remember the greats have been booed as well. Like
right,
when you think about it, it's like Whitney Houston got booed on stage. Like Whitney Houston, the
right. Whitney,
queen
yeah,
of
like you think
R&B,
Whitney
you
Houston
know?
got food, yeah,
So when you think about that, and I was looking at Oprah's story, same thing with her. I mean, getting fired, getting booed, or, like it just is interesting that like all these powerful powerhouses have had such a journey and a story, Like, I don't know, have you ever gone to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? You would love
no,
it in
no.
Cleveland. Oh, you guys got to go. If you get a chance to ever travel, like you
Mm-hmm.
got to go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because it gives you the progression of like Whitney Houston and Biggie Smalls, and just like if
Right,
you're a music lover to anyone in this chat
right,
room,
right.
take the trip and go there. I think I spent
We'll
like
do,
10 hours in there,
we'll do.
and they show costumes and them writing down their music like in a hotel room, and you just look at all the memorabilia and their stories and you think like these were the greatest of all time, and every
Mhm.
single person I'm watching in this room either got booed or, got some type of backlash too. Like,
Okay.
so
I mean, it's bound to happen. Like you have to have a starting point. You know what I
hmm
mean? And you wasn't always the greatest of your genre or what you do. You know what I mean? You had to go through a journey to get that far. You know what I
hmm
mean? So, and it's not an easy journey. It's not an easy journey. So, I remember, going places and, like, I mean, I'm not a big figure like that, but I remember getting like when we did some parties, they was like, "Yo, y'all corny." You know what I mean? As
mm.
as the group, they was like, "Y'all just straight corny. Y'all just whack." They use that word. You know what I mean? Whack. So, but that, like as we started to grow, we got in better competitions and started getting better gigs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I mean,
So
it's
what do you do with that? Like if you've gotten feedback or gotten booed or like constructive criticism, like what do you do? Like what do you do to keep moving? Like what gets you to just keep pushing,
I
you
learned
know?
I learned a long time ago. Something just recently happened to me along what we were just talking about with the sync button.
Mhm.
And I made a long comment on a video on Instagram. And a guy came back and he called me some very harsh words. You know what I mean? He called me out my name and told me I need to stop DJing and all this. And I learned a long time ago, kill him with kindness.
Hmm.
Got to do. And I wrote him a very positive message. I just wrote him back a positive message, and just you can kill anything with kindness. You can kill anything with kindness. Actually, there's a quote, and please don't hold me to this because I know I'm gonna get it wrong, and my son is not here, but he knows it. There's
Mhm.
a quote from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and it's about how love can. I don't know it, but it's from him, and it's about how love can take the place of anything. You know what I mean? And it's basically on the same lines as you can kill anything with kindness. But I just don't remember the quote.
Yeah, like how love like drives out all fear too,
Yeah.
right? Or,
Yep. Exactly.
you could take the worst, like the most irate person or someone that's so mad. I actually watched this guy. He literally like street preaches like in Toronto, and the amount of hate this guy gets, like I'm telling you, he gets people like literally spitting in his face, swearing at him. And he
Right.
did like this world tour where he went to Ireland and the UK and people like yelling at him and just if he doesn't agree with their lifestyle, they just got so upset, right? But he wasn't preaching hate. He was actually preaching love,
I
and it's
think
really
I saw him on
cool.
Instagram or
Oh,
something.
yeah? Yeah, his name was David. I can't remember his last name, but
Seen something.
I'm so fascinated by him because I'm like, what would what would compel a guy to leave his job and to do something like this and to have people, like, literally wanna, get like, yell at you, spit in your face, curse you, and yet he's still, like, sharing, like, his faith and he's so passionate
That's
about
it.
it.
That's
Yeah,
it.
and
That's what.
and when I saw it, I'm just, like, literally blown away. Like, I'm really blown like, he inspires me, right? Like, I'm like, "Wow," like, I don't think I could do what this guy is doing, you know?
You'd be
But
surprised what you can do if you step into your true calling, into your
yeah,
true.
that's true. I mean, I definitely agree with that, but when you do, there is definitely gonna be a lot
Well, you're gonna get everything.
more.
You're
Yeah,
gonna
you're
get
gonna get
everything
everything, and you
because
gotta have a tough shell, and I don't think
yep,
I'm there yet, like, but I do know that, like, he's got bigger things for me. I do feel that, um, but I think fear can also keep you stagnant, keep you comfortable in a place where you really shouldn't be, and he wants you moving further, right? But I
I
really am inspired by guys like that, like even Nelson Mandela or Martin Luther King or all these guys, even if they had different views from other people, it's like you still have to respect the journey and like just the persistence and the perseverance that these guys had, like and to even till, like passing away, like they stood on their convictions and as much hard like and they got a lot of backlash for it too. So I really admire that not everyone can do that, you know?
I was
So
just thinking about something that just popped into my head when we was talking about like stepping into your calling. When
mhm.
you step into your calling, basically what it does is, and this I'm telling you, this thought just popped in my head. When you step into your purpose and what you've been called to do, basically what you do is you open yourself up like a book, okay? And anybody and anything can come in and write whatever they want in you or on you. Your job is to have an eraser to take out the things that are not necessary.
Hmm.
You see,
Hmm.
you kind of feel me with that?
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
if you put yourself on a street corner, you open yourself up like this so that
Oh,
you're gonna get the flood of negative and positive.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's like you're a piece of paper, like a blank
Hmm.
sheet. Okay. And the people that come by, they write an F you, oh, you're so
Hmm.
great. Or,
Hmm.
you encouraged me today. Or you smell like the garbage can and you need to sit your behind down. You need to have an eraser to take out the stuff that is not necessary, because it's just like food. It's like how we process food. We don't keep everything. We take all the nourishment from the food that we eat and we discard the rest. And you know how we do that.
Hmm.
That's how the human body works. Okay. It takes all the nourishment that we need to grow, process it, send it where it needs to go, and then that we don't need, that's an overload, it discards it. Same thing.
Yeah, wow, that's powerful. Yeah. And this guy, I'm just, yeah, I'm definitely just blown away with seeing people, do this. They face so much opposition, but
Mhm.
yet you could have literally someone yelling and spitting in your face.
Yeah.
And I've stayed up all night actually watching some of his videos because I'm so intrigued. And then at the end of the hour of him being cursed out and yelled at and saying how much he hates people, then at the end, it's like that guy just totally softens up because, like you said, love drives fear. Like, love drives out fear and hate
Mhm.
from people. So, if you're constantly giving love to people, and that's a hard lesson to learn, to love your enemies or love people that spite you or hate
It's
you or
hard to
whatever,
live.
right?
Too. It's
Yeah,
hard.
it's yeah, and I could imagine it's hard to live,
It's
right?
hard to live.
And especially when you don't deserve that hate, like whether it's, coming from a different cultural background or, just anything that we're seeing these days, right? Like no one deserves any type of hate, regardless of, what lifestyle you choose or cultural background you're from. Like no one deserves any type of hate,
Right.
So anyways, I just noticed that like this guy will diffuse it where he'll get yelled at for an hour and he'll ask their opinions and they'll debate back and forth.
Hmm.
But then all of a sudden at the end of the conversation, the guy yelling will totally be like, "Hey, do you drink Starbucks? I'll buy some Starbucks for you and come by tomorrow." I'm like, "What is going on here?" Like it's pretty cool to see how they start changing after the conversation, right? So anyways, so yeah, I know we're already at 7:40 right now. I know I
I'm
could
not
chop
even
it up
looking.
another 10 hours with you as
I'm
well.
not looking at the time.
Oh
I'm
yeah, you're good? Okay.
good.
I also want to, okay, if you're still good, then I wanted to just bring up one last thing. I know we said that we'd probably discuss, and I just found it really interesting because I noticed that you were posting and putting pictures up, and you got quite a story. And I know you two together have so much more of a story than just DJing and music and your
Hmm.
show. And I really admired that you actually posted on, I think it was Instagram or social media with your daughter,
Oh yeah.
um, like just going through some things. So I don't know if you wanted to share that with everyone tonight, but I just thought it was a really powerful story, and and
Mhm.
I don't we don't know each other super well, but you just seem like an amazing father too, and you two together, like you and your wife, and I
um,
definitely admire that. But I noticed that online with your daughter too. Yeah.
well, um, let me start with this. There is nothing more perfect that I can do in my lifetime than my children. My children are my perfection. When I look at them, I'm not saying that they don't have flaws. They're just perfect to me. I mean, like I actually played a part in that. Like watching them, like I'm like one of them dads. Like I watched all of my children sleep. Listen, I've talked to my children in their sleep and had them answer me back, and they be dead sleep. I can ask them a question and pluck them, and they be sleep, but they'll answer me back. You know what I mean? I was that kind of dad that talked to my kid when they were in the belly. You know what I mean? I'm like, they can hear you. You know, my kids are just, they're my perfection. The one daughter that you're talking about, she has been through, now we got a couple of them that have been through a lot. Hold on, excuse me for 1 second.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
I didn't want you to hear her over there. She's falling asleep.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We have one daughter, my oldest daughter. She has sickle cell anemia, like the full-blown disease. Okay. She's had it her whole life. Now, I mentioned that she's not biologically mine. I came into her life when she was just about over a year, somewhere around there. And they told my wife, who was not my wife at the time, she was my girlfriend, that she wasn't going to walk again.
Wow.
I was like, you know me, I'm this dude, I'm like 20 some odd years old, I'm early 20s. I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't believe that. Like, how they gonna sit up there and tell this baby that she's not gonna walk?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So one day I told her, I said, put her on the floor. I said, put her on the floor. And I told her, I said, come here. And sure enough, she walked.
Wow.
She walked. And she's been walking ever since. And she's 30 now. You know what I mean? So, and she's still dealing with it. You know, she got some stuff going on, but you should, like, the thing that I love about her so much is you should see her skin tone, her skin complexion. She drinks so much water. She's got the prettiest brown skin. Oh my goodness. It's like rubbing your hand like on cream. Like, it's just like, you know how when you put cream on your face and it feels real smooth? That's her skin without cream. Like, it's just that smooth. No blemishes, no nothing. Just pure, beautiful brown. You know, and I'm just telling you what I see. You know what I mean? Not because she's my daughter. Now, getting to my youngest daughter, she was born with scoliosis, severe scoliosis. Now, for people that might not know what that is, it's a spine curvature, okay, that is really bad. Okay, so like the perfect illustration that I can give you is when you see a person that's turned sideways, the curve starts up at the top like this, and it bends a little bit like this, and then it comes down, okay, just a little bit. When it turns sideways, okay, it looks like a little curve like that. My daughter, when she was straight, it was curved like that.
Oh, wow.
And as she got older, watch this. See my finger? It was curved like this. It got like this. And it started to bend really bad. She actually drew a picture of it.
Is that kind of like osteoporosis a little bit, or no?
No.
Like your back or your?
It's her spine.
Oh, spine.
It's
Okay.
spine. Yes. So she was born with severe scoliosis, and she was born missing 3 ribs on one side. Okay. So they told us, let her grow, let her grow, let her grow, blah, 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 let her grow, let her grow. As she's growing, she's a normal kid. Now, what you didn't notice about her was she had one ear that was pointed. This was a defect from the scoliosis, but you wouldn't notice it if you was just like looking at her, like looking straight up. And then she had a neck tilt that was like this. And she always, when she was staying straight, her neck was always tilt like this. But you would look at this little girl like, oh my God, she's so cute. And you looking at her like this, you thinking like she's just doing that because you're looking at her and admiring her. No, she's like that. You know what I mean? Because she had that tilt where she couldn't straighten out her neck. Okay. So they said one day she was going to have surgery, and they wanted us to let her grow. Well, we were doing that. And then one day we were at her brother's baseball game, and she was being a normal kid running around, and I'm up on a hill watching the game. They're all the way down low, and they're calling me like, get down here, get down. I'm like, what's going on? They like, no, get down here, get down here. She was running and just collapsed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just playing with a little boy running around, and she had just collapsed. But she got up. But then after she got up, she started running around again, and she collapsed again. So the kids came and got us, and that's when they started doing all this. So fortunately, we were right across the street. The ballpark was right across the street from a hospital. We ran her over there. Okay. Long story short, come to find out, she had a stroke. Okay. Nothing major happened to her. She just had a stroke. We like, what happened? You know, we didn't know what was going on. So shortly after that, once they figured that out, she had another stroke. Okay. Now we're like, now it's intense. We're trying to figure, they like, what's going on? Like, why is this all this happening? So the curvature is getting bad, and the neck tilt needed to be straightened out because through her being a normal kid running around bouncing, and yes, she did cheerleading, she was a flyer, all that. She was a normal kid. Come to find out that her neck, well, her skull, by it sitting on her spine at the top, which is very pointy, was sitting on her spine the wrong way, and it could have collapsed at any time and it could have killed her. Okay. So then her doctor told us that she had to go through major surgery. Now that's the stuff that is on Instagram. And I want to take this moment to shout out anybody and everybody that knows that information and that has been through that journey with us and seen those pictures and that was there for us, praying with us. We love y'all. We thank you, and we're grateful because she had 3 major surgeries about 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago now, and that was over a Christmas break. And the surgeries were like, I'm talking like the kind of surgeries where I'm not afraid of anything. I'm not afraid of anything. I see you, Juicy. I'm not afraid of anything. Like I'm not some big strong dude, you know what I mean? I'm not, talking about I can fight and beat up anybody. No. I know who God is, okay? And if it's anything that I fear God. Man can't do nothing to me. If somebody was to come to me real quick and put a bullet to my head and tell me I'm gone, you're actually going to put me in a better situation than you're going to be in. That's how I understand it. Yeah. So with that being said, going to that hospital and seeing my daughter, it was like being on TV. It was like watching them shows that you see. And like, I remember me and Queen, we were sitting in a waiting area and they came and got us because there was a complication. We was like, yo, that's when they got us. That's when they got us. Like that's when we broke down. We was like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, when you know who God is, when you believe, and listen, y'all, this is not something I'm telling y'all, one of them cliche things where like, oh God, and no, I'm telling you, like dead serious. When your faith is activated and you got to live in that thing and you got to walk in that thing and you got to trust him to do what he promised to do and you have no control, that's when you really step in your faith. And that's my wife, she is a prayer warrior. Okay. She is the prayer warrior of this family. She prays stronger than me. If you need somebody to pray for you, hit her up. When she says she's going to pray for you, she's going to ask you what you want to pray for. She's going to ask you for your first name and your last name. She's not playing. She's going to pray for you. Not the people that be like, oh yeah, I'm praying for you. And then they go on about their business. No, not that one. No, she's praying for you. Okay. And that's where we were. The doctor came out and they said there was a complication in the second surgery. And I know me, I was at a weakened stage, but I couldn't be that way I'm trying to put it in the right, I couldn't be weak for her. I had to be in my proper position as her husband, as the man, as the dad. And as much as it was killing me and as afraid as I was, and my faith being tested, because I'm like, the one thing that I cannot take in this world, I can take a lot of stuff. I cannot lose a baby. You hear me? I cannot take one of my children leaving this earth before me. God, no. God, no. Please, no. Okay? I'd rather it be me. But in that moment, that's what I felt. But I had to be there because Queen was, she was there. I'm talking about one of them, like one of them TV show type Jones, and she was just like, she was in my arms, like, and I had to stand in my position. And then when I had my time, I had my time, But she made it through that. Okay, she made it through the second surgery, and then she had to go through the third, which was a couple days later.
Wow. That's a
Yeah,
lot.
they cut her. How many times they cut her, Queen? Maybe like, I mean, she has. You know what, Honeyflow? I'm telling you, bear with me for a second because I'm telling you, I knew we were going to talk about this, and I'm telling you, I have wrote it down because I wanted. Oh, here it is. Can I give it to you like this?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So, of course, her name is Kara Jane Grace. I call her Junior. Okay. Of course, she was born in 2006. She had the neck tilt. I mentioned that. 3 missing ribs. She wasn't premature. She had a broken arm when she was 3 from jumping off the bed. At the age of 4 or 5, she got bit by a dog in her lip. She had hit her head on a coffee table and had to get stitches in her head and her skull. At 7, she had her first stroke at a baseball game in 2018. Second stroke came after that. Then she had the back surgery. She has a titanium, like a titanium brace that's fused with her spine to straighten out that curvature. The curvature was real bad. It was like in the, what was it, high 90s? It was in the high 90s, but now it's down to the low 30s. So you got to see her. You got to see her. Honeyflow, I'm telling you, from the curvature change, she grew 2 inches. They said about 2-3 inches, so she's taller. Okay. But you got to see her. Her physique is so cute. I see her walk around the house and I can see her little, her silhouette. And like I said, you figure like as a dad, you know what I mean? You're going to be like, oh, she's so cute. Like, no, I'm telling you, you got to see her. It's beautiful and amazing at the same time because I've seen her when she's so damn cute. I mean, she had the back surgery with the titanium plate. Then she had the head surgery. She wanted me to, and she was helping me with this too.
Wow.
She had to wear an upper body brace that held her head up like this. Okay. That was bad. There was one time where it was so bad during that time. Watch this. This is how we raise our kids. We give them the liberty to be themselves. One thing he taught me is children are people. Okay, they're people just like us. It's just that we're the adults and they're the kids, and we're trying to raise them the proper way. But when you view it that way, it changes your perspective on how you treat your kids. So going back to the hospital, it was so bad. I was trying to tell her how strong she was, and she was just ticked off. She was mad. She kicked me out the hospital room.
Oh, really?
Kicked me out. But watch this. I didn't get mad. I respected her. It made me respect her because I was not there. It wasn't me going through the pain, and I didn't understand. So I had to give her that. You know what I mean? And I knew she loved me. You know what I mean? There was no love lost. She's not going to stop being my daughter. I'm not stop being her dad. No. To get back to this, after the body brace, and then 2001, she had the 3 surgeries, and the surgeries came on the 23rd, the 26th, and the 28th. And she is now 16 and doing perfectly fine, getting straight A's in school, walking perfectly fine, just an everyday kid. Do me a favor, go get your sister for me, please. Tell us to come in. Okay. Thank you. But through all that, because she said she's going through the most. Like, I understand my daughter. it's kind of hard to compare because my daughter with sickle cell, she's been in and out of the hospital like crazy. So they have books on my daughter like this, like
Wow.
the one with sickle cell,
Mm-hmm.
they have them in binders, but this one, the most physical, oh my goodness. I mean, the one with sickle cell anemia, she gets a lot of pain, but this one with the surgeries, it's just crazy. It's
Mm-hmm.
crazy. So
Wow. Yeah, make sure anyone that believes in prayer, definitely, definitely pray for sure for the family. Is it 100% now? Or
it's
hi, how are you?
Good.
there she
So
is.
so I saw, I think so it was her pictures, your pictures, right? On Instagram?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, you've been through a
Yep.
lot. That's incredible. I love your pictures.
Thank
They're
you.
so beautiful on Instagram. You look so positive too. I could barely take a needle because I'm a wimp, like Honeyflow's a wimp. So sounds like you got a lot of courage, which is
Oh,
amazing.
here's one thing that I forgot to mention.
Hmm.
They to have the surgery on her spine, on her
Hmm.
neck, they had to cut all her hair off the back of her head. Look,
Hmm.
they go tigers. They had to cut all that, right? Then
Hmm.
turn, and there it is.
Wow.
It's all back.
Wow. That's unbelievable.
Now I don't know how to put that back, so you got to put that back. But yeah,
Aw.
I mean, like, I'm, I'm completely amazed at what she's been through and where she is right now. Where,
Aw, for sure.
so
Yeah, she's so cute too. That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that story. I really appreciate that. And hopefully that encourages someone out there as well. Um, yeah, thank you so much. I definitely
no
appreciate
doubt,
that.
no doubt.
If anyone wants to leave any nice comments, definitely drop them as well. I saw J Trays earlier. Thanks for coming through, J Tray. She says, I don't know DJ Madlive well, but his posts, some were super amazing, positive posts in Discord that have legit helped me in tough times. See,
Thank
look
you.
at that. You just never know, you
That's
know, who you could
I
be
know Jay.
blessing.
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
Jay.
you never know who you could really be helping, right, out there. Because
I mean,
sometimes on Twitch, we see everyone going to the parties, and it's a big party, and everyone's hyping things up, and that's what we do as DJs. But that's why I try to pull out these stories from people because you
right.
don't know someone's story, right? Sometimes it's not always just a party that you're going to, but streamers, DJs, and even people in the chat, like everyone has a story, right? Everyone is going through something, whether it's health or losses or mental health. Like there's a lot that people are definitely going through.
I
So,
know. Shout out to J Trey. I want to put this out there, like, cause like I'm all about positivity, and I was putting my quotes and everything out, and I work third shift, so I'm up when most people are asleep, and I've gotten told that I need to stop putting positive quotes in people's discords.
wow.
Yeah, like that, like, and what I did was I just, instead of getting into a situation with them or debate or whatever, I just removed myself from those discords.
Is it because they think you're promoting like your show or your stuff?
To be honest with you, I think it was
Like
just
in
people.
their discords or their stuff, I guess.
I wasn't, like people have they have like certain sections where you can put your quotes and things like that.
Oh,
And
wow.
when they didn't have those certain sections, I was putting my quotes and stuff and my encouraging words just in the general area where people talk. And like you said, you never know who it's going to affect, who it's going to help. Because I know, like, when I get those quotes, like I said, I'm trying to put this thing together. And when my thoughts come, first thing I do is pick up my phone. And regardless of what I'm feeling, my thoughts are just coming, it's going. I'll be like, oh, that's good enough. That might help somebody. And I'll put it out there. So, but I'm not, Missy, I'm not going to stop. I'm not gonna stop.
Exactly.
We
And I
can't
wouldn't stop,
stop.
right? Like,
I'm not gonna stop.
yeah, I
I'm
wouldn't stop. I wouldn't stop. Not everyone's gonna
nope.
like it. Like I post a lot of motivational, inspirational, and people definitely could take it the wrong way as well. Kind of like, oh, you're talking about haters. You're talking about this too much. It's not really. It's just I love motivational quotes. It may not have anything to do with me, but I love inspiration. So I'm going to keep posting it on my Instagram, even though it's a DJ page, because it
Yep.
means something to me. I love I've watched speakers for like over 20 years, and I would say you seriously have that gift. Like you need to get on it. Like I'm gonna bug you until like you really need to start writing and like you have the material. The material is already there. Sometimes
Right.
we feel like, oh, we need to take a course or training or we need to do this or we're unqualified. But you literally like listening to you tonight, you really encouraged me actually with some things and make me think I'm like, wow, you would be like a great speaker to do something. So you really need to the idea you have, I think is brilliant. And I think more men need like other men need other men to connect with, right?
Yep.
So what you're saying about like men and mental health, I think that's an amazing idea. And you should really get on it, like even for Twitch or if you and your wife want to do things once in a while, I think you guys it would really flourish like into something big, you know?
That's what I want to do. I mean, like I said, like for a shameless plug,
Mhm.
I'm trying. I put the concept out there. So on my Instagram, and it's going to be called my podcast. I want to call it Brothers Unguarded, where I, like just interviewing brothers, coming in and just like going through some serious matters. You know what I mean? And just to touch base, like one thing that I want to touch on with brothers, like seriously, is the N word.
Mhm.
I wanna see brothers help abolish the N word in our community. Seriously,
Would you play anything that has it in there? Like say of Tribe or I don't really think they do. I don't think. I don't know. I could be wrong. De La
well.
Soul. I'm looking at some groups like would or do you like try to eliminate playing any music that has that?
Here's the thing for
I
me,
try to not play it, but then I
right?
think a few times I played some old school tracks I didn't review and it had in there. I was like, "Oh," like
Right.
like like I
And
felt uncomfortable because it's just not it like I know some people just use it maybe in their own culture or like in hip hop, but like
right.
I literally cringe when I hear the word. I do not like I don't yeah, I just don't. But it's hard to find, I think, what some songs you're playing has it in there. So what do you
As
do with
far as the
that?
DJ aspect of it, there's a couple there's ways that you can get it out, but then
Mhm.
I have a huge handicap, okay, and I don't lean on it because I'm working on it and I'm trying to get better. Some controllers have a filter where you can filter it out. Now,
Hmm.
me, because I've been so far removed from so much music for 20 years, I don't know the songs well enough to be able to hit that button every single
Mhm.
time. So what I'm doing is when I play them sets that have more aggressive music, like your hip hop and stuff like that, um, because of my son being downstairs when I'm streaming, he's always downstairs when I'm streaming. Okay, he tells me, Dad, that's got a bad word. Dad, that's got a bad word. So it's teaching me my music and filtering my music at the same time. Now, if I know that I have no control over it and I know that I'm going to be playing something real heavy, I stick my sound in my headphones and I deal with it that way. But as I learn the music, it's going to be very hard for me. Not impossible, but hard because so much hip hop has been out for 20 years that I don't know that I just can't filter it all that fast to be able to clean it. You know,
Yeah. It's hard to find very clean. That's why there's so much music I actually don't play.
yeah,
Most people don't know that. Like I have a lot more music, but I find it very difficult because it's just like, oh, I don't like it too, some people are fine with that, which is fine, but like,
right,
but for me it bothers me. Like I don't know. Maybe my taste has changed over the years because,
yeah,
I used to listen to like a lot of gangster rap or things back in
right,
the 90s like you know, some of the stuff I listen to, I'm like, oh wow, I can't believe I actually listened to this. But your
But
tastes change, right? Like,
you know, yeah, things change, and you know what
because
I've
words are power. Don't you agree with that? It's not just a rap song. I feel like that's what Tupac talked about. That's what his cousin talked about, was the demise of his death. It's like words are very, very powerful. So if you're going to constantly talk about death or like women or this or that constantly all the time, it doesn't just feed here, it feeds your soul too.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, you breaking up. You with me? You with me? You're frozen. Uh-oh. Is that me or you? You look like this. Honeyflow. Uh-oh, let me check. Let's see if she's still there.
Yeah, she's frozen.
Uh-oh. That's what happens when it get too good. Twitch start kicking you off. Uh-oh. Juicy, they coming for us.
Oh man, what's happening here? This has never happened before. Okay, can you hear me now?
J
No, I
Trey
got
crazy. She
another.
said at least she was cute frozen.
I'm glad Vance Dell wasn't in the room. He always
I
catches
know
me
you
like
ever see
this.
one of the frozen positions where you know you just look real bad.
No,
Oh,
he always gives me like the ugly shot of myself, like, you know, frozen. I'm kind of glad he's not in the room, you know,
that's what's
because
up.
he'll always grab it. It's like the worst shot. I'm like,
I ain't pushed the
gosh.
panic button either. I stayed right there. I was like, I'm gonna just stay right here.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. And then there was three of me in the chat room. I don't know if you could see. There was
Yeah, I
three
saw
of
that.
me or two of me.
That was your twin right there.
So bizarre. It is the Matrix, J Tray. We don't know what's happening here. It's my Wi-Fi. That's why DJs are like, Honeyflow, pay your AOL bill. Stop being cheap.
Oh my goodness.
They always bug me. But hey, internet's very expensive out here. It's like $150 to $200, guys. It's pricey
Woo.
here in Canada. It's not like your American Wi-Fi where you can go anywhere you want in the country for like $30, $40.
I don't know. Queen be telling me our internet be sucking sometimes. She be here working.
Are you wired in? I'm not wired to a modem either because
No,
I'm renting
I'm
here.
actually on I'm on an iPad where it has
Oh,
Wi
wow.
it has Wi-Fi and it has the mobile Wi-Fi. So if it breaks from the house, it'll pick up on the other
Oh,
one.
excuse me. And your Wi-Fi, your picture quality, even your backdrop looks really nice. I got to get a plant like
Well,
you.
so you hear Queen? Queen said, "This is our house."
I like the plant. It's nice. It looks
No, but
nice.
listen,
You guys are ready to do a talk show.
listen. My daughter, she put the shot together.
Oh, wow. I got to talk to your daughter to help me you know,
Yeah, she
like
put the shot
do
together.
my display back here.
I just
It's
sat in the chair.
fancy. I feel like you're ready to go on the Oprah show, not my show.
All sooky. I need that.
Yeah. Yeah, we all do. We all
Give me
do.
that. Like,
Yeah.
look, I'll go on the Oprah show in a minute.
Yeah, I think anyone would pretty much. Actually, I met some guys years ago in Chicago that were entrepreneurs and they got on the Oprah show, you know, for the best top 20 things that Oprah loves. And
Okay.
one entrepreneur, he did like a soda drink, like this fancy Italian soda, and
Okay.
Oprah was holding it, but she forgot the last minute to say his name. So
Oh,
if Oprah said his name to the nation,
that's when everything
like
pops up. Yeah.
instantly millions and millions of dollars. And he told us a story. I was only in school, like going to this entrepreneurship event, but these guys were like millionaires and had all these crazy stories. So this guy said his business didn't flourish like everyone else because she was
Wow.
holding it and saying, "Oh, this tastes so good," but she forgot to say the name. And he
Wow.
kept saying, "Say it, say the name." And then he would see like 5 seconds, 4 seconds, like the time go down. And his heart just sank because he would have been like an instant millionaire if Oprah would have just said his name, right?
Wow. Yeah,
So,
I've heard that about, like I've seen like when she actually first started, when she first mentioned somebody's name, I saw that happen to somebody. I was like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. Am I that cute now, J Trey? All right. So yeah, so we are definitely going to rate into Nita Dawn. Thank you for the suggestion too.
Oh, no doubt.
And let's see here. Because I think she's on till 9 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I want to thank you so much for this dope interview. It was so great. I'd love to bring you back on again. If your wife wants to come on too, if you want,
Hey,
we could do some type of cool show.
let's do it.
And yeah, and I really hope you start writing a lot more and get your material out there. I really think it will go far. Like, and the idea I love. What was it called again? Men, um,
Oh,
forgot the
bro,
name.
unguarded for the podcast.
Brothers Unguarded. I love that. That's amazing. It
Unguarded.
almost reminds me of like Brothers Keeper or like Brothers Unguarded sounds like such a dope name. I could see Disco Darren and all these other guys in my chat room right now on it. So yeah, definitely get started on the idea. I think you're on to something.
I'm just hoping like this year I'm trying to become a mobile DJ. You know,
Hmm.
Queen is my manager. She's I actually had a gig to do, and she went to go talk to the guy. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to do it because he wanted me to do a 5-hour set for free.
Oh gosh, that's a lot. How come 5 hours? What in the world?
So, and he was like, "Oh, he was like, he told her I just wanted to get him some exposure,
Ah,
and
they
she
all say that.
she told him, she said he gets exposure on Twitch."
Exactly. Yeah.
I was like, she came back and she asked me with a little frail look, and
Hmm.
she was like, "Is that okay? Did I do right?" I was like, "Hell yeah!" I was like, "Do what you gotta do." Like, I mean, she protects me in all kinds of ways, so I know she's gonna be good for my business. So
Oh
it's
man, she definitely sounds like your manager as
yeah,
well.
she,
Keep it in line. Keep it in line. I like that. I like that.
she's not gonna play. She's gonna make sure that
Especially in your chat room if they come at you. I can see that. I could see some ladies
oh,
coming. I
definitely.
I see a lot of ladies coming after the married guys. You guys gotta okay, now I'm gonna get in trouble because this girl
No,
Xtina that just came in seems to think I set up like people in my chat with married men. So
no, actually, I
which
see it.
I don't.
I see
Yeah.
it the other way around. I see like I actually feel that way because I'm the married man, because I'm the family man, because I talk about my faith so openly. I feel as though that it scares people away from my stream. You know what I mean? Like, but
Hey, you know what? I am 300% with you. I feel the same way with my stream. I've
you know,
actually felt like that for a very long time. But I think that, it's like what do you want to gain? Like what is your
right?
mission? Do you want to gain popularity and numbers with people and kind of like hide your faith or hide what you believe?
No,
Or when you look at it, like actually it was Father Damien that really helped me with a lot of some private discussions when I
okay,
asked him about that, right? And he's like, even if you feel like you're alone standing and talking about your faith, it's not always going to be popular and you're definitely going to be misunderstood. But
okay,
like he's like, you don't need anyone with you. I know you feel like you need someone with you, but he's like, you got to realize you got like 10,000 angels behind you, like
mm,
fighting for you. And I've never heard that before, right? So I think if you look at the bigger picture and the bigger stories, you've gone through a lot with your family. I got a story, we all have stories. I think that's what leads you on this faith walk and this journey. And it's not going to be popular towards the masses of people. But
right,
if you keep declaring it, I remember one show I did and it was kind of deep and I opened up about some stuff and I was like, oh, I feel a little uncomfortable. But then after my show was done, I was like, oh, I haven't really opened up my Bible for a while. Maybe I'll just start reading.
right.
And there's a powerful verse that came to me that said, if you declare me before man, I will declare you before the angels. But if you
Mm-hmm.
dismiss me before man, like I will dismiss you before the angels. So when
Yeah.
I look at the end of my life, like who's going to be there? Is Twitch going to be there? Is a
Nope.
following going to be there? Is like
Nope.
having thousands of people in your chat room that love you one day and hate you the next day going to be there? Like, because that's how social media is. And even though people say, oh, well, you talk about that a lot. Well, yeah, because if you are really following this faith walk, it is not an easy walk to follow, right? So
Nope.
you're gonna have people like come at you at all angles, hating just for the simple fact of maybe you being positive, or you know
Yep.
what I mean? It just comes with the territory, I think.
Territory. That's
Yeah.
it.
So I think, yeah, always look, it's hard. It's very hard in this industry because we're taught growth, we're taught numbers, well, we're taught all these things that really just don't matter. But it is hard because we are in entertainment, right? So you do
Right.
want your show to grow. You do want
Oh
more
yeah.
people
Yeah,
coming, right?
absolutely.
But you have to look at it, and I'm trying to look at it that way too. Like if you help one person, if there's one person, and if I look at all the people that have passed away, if there's one person, that one person meant something to God, like that one person he came for to touch,
Right.
right? And
Right.
that's all that really matters. Like if people reject it, it's on them. If they accept it, at least maybe you might have planted a seed or done something with your show. So I would say keep being you and keep being positive. And I think it's really inspiring to me because I had no idea, you know,
Right.
uh, some of your views are with your wife. Like I had no idea what you guys really stood for or believed. And I really appreciate that because it actually really gives me enough courage and inspires me to keep pushing as well. So I just want to thank you guys so much for being on my show. It really meant a lot tonight for sure.
No doubt. No doubt.
We got Leroy that just came in the building, wins as well. Okay, so I think we're going to rate out. Yeah, I wear a lot of hats for sure. Definitely have way too many. But thank you, I appreciate that, DJ Madlive. Queen, thanks for coming on too. I know it was very impromptu, like very sudden. I thank you for just coming on the show and giving your words of wisdom too. You guys got to get on a book, if there's
I
any
cameos.
shout outs. Sorry, what was that?
I had cameos. I had guest people coming on, like
Yeah. And you're hilarious, you guys. Like he should really take up comedy because he really is hilarious.
oh my
He is
goodness.
really he is funny. Like he had me in stitches watching him. I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize this guy was this funny.
Sometimes
So,
my sarcasm gets me in trouble. So and
oh yeah.
my
DJ
thought
Madlive.
like
Queen's like, don't encourage him.
sometimes
It's funny
I'm
though.
reaching. Sometimes I try to reach and grab them, but they just be like, like
Something of him reminds. I don't know why I keep saying Chris Tucker, but you just remind me of like a comedian. It's funny. All right, so we're gonna raid out. While I'm setting up this raid, hopefully it doesn't go too fast. Do you want to give any last minute shout outs to anyone?
I am not big on messing up anybody's name or forgetting anybody's name. So for those that come and rock out with me, that support me, the ones that are continuously subscribed to me, thank you. I appreciate you. Um, it's not about the numbers for me. It's about your presence. I really love when y'all come and kick it with me. You know what I mean? And what I'm trying to do right now for y'all is I found out that consistency matters, and I'm not going to fumble around and try to do things that I can't do anymore. I'm going to dedicate myself to you guys, and I'm going to be streaming Friday, Saturday, and Sunday guaranteed because those are my off days. Okay. And I know that I can be there consistently now. The last stream we was in, we had a gas leak outside. We had to stop. It was like, yo, they was like, the people was like, they was like, get out of there. Go, go, go. You know what, Tigress? I ain't messing with you. Don't talk smack. Always talk about throat chopping people. No, I'm funny like that.
He is funny. Tigress is like, he ain't that funny. I think you're hilarious. I don't know. And your mannerisms, that's what makes me laugh. I'm like, man, I got to definitely be checking out your streams more often. Because anytime I check, I don't see you on. So you're Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And what are the times too?
I am Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday at 3:00 p.m. Eastern Time. Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And on Sundays, I've actually put together, I know they're in there tripping. I actually put together a raid train on Sunday that starts at 10 o'clock a.m. with
Hmm.
DJ Lady Keys. And then Lady Keys, she raids into me at 12. And then when it's my set, I actually have a versus battle. Okay.
Oh, cool.
Which I would love for you to be a part of if you ever get the time or the chance to
Hmm.
do. It's something very simple. All you have to do is give me 3 selections of any genre, but it has to be something smooth like R&B, soul, neo soul. But
Hmm.
it can come from any genre. It can be hip hop, but it's got to be smooth. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna go get a smooth song from hip hop, it's got to be like I Need Love, something like that.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And we do that. We're actually on volume 7.
Oh, that's dope. I'd like to
Yeah.
check that out too.
Um, yeah, check out my Instagram page. It's all on there. Beautiful people coming through. I would love to get more brothers. The sisters is representing. Tigress is getting ready to come through.
Oh,
Um,
nice,
right
Tigress.
right now we got Precious going up against Renee Tony, but that's the one that's got held up. So that's gonna be the next one that's coming out. And with the rest of the raid, when I
So
raid
it's
out,
like a battle. It's a battle
it's
between.
a battle. Like
I
what you
gotta
do.
watch it. I don't like too many
Yeah, just
battles.
play it. You know what I mean? What you do is you pick 3 songs,
Yeah.
okay? Any 3 songs you want,
Hmm.
and you create a vibe with those 3 songs, and
It
they
sounds
get
like
judged
fun.
according to the people in the raid. I mean, yeah, within the stream, according to those 3 songs, not individually, not song for song. Your
Hmm.
3 songs against that person's 3 songs, and see who created the best vibe in that time. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
And listen, we don't cut the songs. I don't
Hmm.
scratch on them, nothing. You get to hear, it's basically you get to hear your own personal selections on a Sunday.
Okay.
You know what
Okay.
I mean?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that out. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it
You
is.
know?
It is fun, and the vibe
Awesome.
it creates. When people they have come with songs where you be like, yo, like I haven't heard this in a long time, or yo, I remember that song. You know what I mean? It's like that kind of vibe. It's real dope for a Sunday. And Keys, she starts out with the gospel, then she goes into R&B. After me,
Hmm.
you got DJ Creamy. Now, unfortunately, as of today, I had a fourth person, but she is going to she left us. She's no longer with us. She said she's going on to do some other things that she want to do, and that's Nerd Chris. So shout out to her. She was in here at one time, but
Hmm.
she just said she wanted to do some other stuff. So I gotta respect that. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna fill her space. You know what I mean? Like I'm not
Hmm.
looking for anybody to fill her space. So as of right now, on Sunday, starting at 10 o'clock, it'll be DJ Lady Keys, myself, and DJ Creamy.
Okay. Awesome. I'm gonna definitely check that out. Sorry, what was the time again on the Sunday?
It starts at 10, but if you want to
Oh,
come see
10,
me
all the way
and you
through.
want to see the verses, I'm at 12.
At 12. Okay. Okay. Awesome. That sounds great. Oh gosh, I'm reading some of these comments here. Leroy remembered the Jupe cologne, just not on him, but yes, I love Jupe. Do you remember Jupe from the 90s? The best cologne, I'm telling you. Stay
I remember
away from
you. Yeah,
Leroy. Stay
I
away
remember
from Leroy. He's
you.
trouble.
But yeah, like just staying consistent with that, you know, and making sure that the people that come view me and the people that's looking for me. Because one thing that I'm big on, I tell people set your notifications, because I know a lot of people they turn their notifications off because there are so many different discords and so many different social medias. I'm like, if you want to see me, there's a way to be able to turn on your notification for one person,
Hmm.
you know what I mean, without having the whole thing on. That's all you have to do is just set your notification for that one.
Okay, yeah, I gotta do that because I turned off all of mine. I just jump on Twitch when I can because my
Hmm.
phone kept dinging like
Yeah,
nonstop with the
yeah,
notification. I turned mine all off, but then I never see anyone like
right.
when they're on, you know?
You gotta
So
you gotta turn on the ones that you want on. You could turn them on individually.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay,
So
so I'll probably look at doing that too. Okay, so right now, guys, we're gonna rate into thank you so much, DJ Madlife Queen.
what
You
she
didn't
do?
have to, but I appreciate it. She subscribed to my show. Appreciate you as well. Thank you so much. I hope you guys learned more about DJ Mad Live.
Yeah,
Please, everyone in the room, everyone catching the replay, everyone on Facebook, everyone on YouTube that's watching this show right now, too. Make sure you guys go to Twitch at DJ Mad Live here. Dope DJ, dope person, as you could tell by
appreciate
this interview that went probably close to 4 hours. I don't even know at this point, but
it.
it's been
Close to
amazing.
4 hours.
Hmm?
Close to 4 hours.
Yeah, close to 4 hours. That's amazing. So I'm gonna definitely have you back on my show, and we're gonna chop it up, and I hope that you really have I'm gonna try to make sure you get material for your book. So the
Oh,
next time you have it kickstarted. Another couple I don't know if you ever talked to DJ C Sharp and Yo Yo Baby. I don't know
mm-mm.
if you talk to them or if you know them much. If not, I could try to connect you guys. But they just wrote a book. They've been married 25 years, so they wrote a relationship book, and they didn't know how to write. They didn't even know how to publish a book,
Oh,
right?
wow.
So
Okay.
they learned from other people on Twitch that have published books, like I think author Javonda, and it was just a spiral effect. So if you ever want, okay, who can I talk to about maybe publishing or getting a book together? They'd be
Definitely.
the right people, and they're really, really good people too. A really good couple. Yeah. So
Yeah.
definitely check that out. So, okay. Oh, is this the site here? Yeah, I think this is the site. Thank you, Missy B. Okay, so we're gonna raid in right now, you guys. Make sure you stick around for the raid. Nita Dawn, she's killing it on Twitch. Um,
I know she over there cooking in the fun house right now.
yeah, exactly. In the fun house, also with her merchandise store, it's getting big, and she's doing a lot of great things on Twitch as well. So make sure you support her. She definitely works really hard, and she's definitely deserving of every opportunity that comes her way. So make sure you guys definitely add Nita Dawn. So we're gonna raid into her now. I'm gonna try this a few times just in case this raid doesn't go properly, because sometimes Twitch has been twitching. But again, if you miss it, we're going to need a Dawn 1 as well, you guys. Let's see here.
Yo, shout out to everybody being here. I appreciate y'all pulling up.
Yeah,
Chris,
thank
go
you.
get that controller, man. Stop playing around.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Wins coming through, and your feedback and your comments. I appreciate you, Missy
Thanks, Liz.
B, DJ, Chris Camouflage, Leroy Brown, that is still wearing the Jupe cologne, convincing us. DJ Madlive Queen as well for coming on the show and sharing your story. And everyone else here, this girl Xtina always coming through, Jay Trey, Tigress, so many people. Thank you guys for definitely coming through.
My birthday.
Oh, whose birthday is it?
No, we have the same birthday, me and Tigers.
Oh, yes,
Tell them to get
exactly.
off.
Missy B is well coming through. So many of you guys. Okay, let's see here. See if we could see if this raid is going through. I think it's almost there. Do you let it go naturally? Or do you just normally raid now?
It's about to pop in. What you can do, hold on for a second. Let me
Now
let me
there's no bar. It's just it's not even moving. Oh,
there
I
you go.
think it just did. Okay,
Just
here.
there. There she
We're gonna
is.
I'm gonna try it again 2 more times.
No, we over there. We just went.
No, but I do find that it misses people. Ever since they took off what was it? Hosting? It's done a lot of weird things where I'll show like it's gone through, but I'll still have people like that didn't go. You know what I
She's
mean?
shouting you out now.
Hmm?
She's shouting you out now.
Okay, does that happen to you? It happens to
It
me a
does.
lot for
It
some
does.
weird reason. Okay, that's okay. Oh, see, this girl Xtina says her phone never raids. Okay, so I'm gonna raid one last time, and we'll see if this goes through. Yeah, my phone doesn't raid either, this girl Xtina. I don't know. Maybe because we're Googling too many people on my show. Maybe that's why it's not raiding. She says I'll walk over there. This is my second raid and it's not working. Okay, I'm gonna raid now again. See, some people it leaves and other people it doesn't. And I'm still looking. It looks like a lot of people are here already still. Okay, well, thank you so much. I appreciate for sharing your story, everything tonight. You are awesome, you and your wife, and I can't wait to see what's in store more for you guys. We got to
Appreciate it.
connect a lot more too,
Oh,
for
definitely.
sure. Yeah.
And look, if you need anything from me and if I can do it, it's yours. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah.
I don't have much, but if I got it, you got it.
Maybe your controller, your turntables, your headphones, your
Who's going
speakers,
deep?
lighting.
Cutting. cut my heart out.
I'm just joking. See, I didn't make you cry. I didn't make you cry. So that's
Oh,
good.
well, no, actually, I was focused.
Hmm.
I was
Oh,
super
that's
focused.
good.
I don't know if you can see the expression on my face, but when I started talking about my daughter, you know what I mean? Like sitting here with Queen, if I'm talking about Queen and she's not around, I get emotional and I'll tear up. But
Oh, for
if I can
sure.
see her, if I can see her, I'm cool.
Yeah.
But when I started, like with my daughter, if
Yeah.
you probably didn't see me gather myself, I was gathering myself because
Aw, and she's so sweet. I really appreciate you having your kids on too. That's
uh,
extra special. They're so cute, and
I'm like,
hopefully your son doesn't mind me calling him cute so much. But your daughter, she's beautiful, and your son's he's a cutie. Oh,
nah,
he's a manly man. There you go. No, what did he say? He
he
wants to be
wants
called a young gentleman.
he wants to be a young gentleman. Yes,
Yeah, exactly. So
that's a
cute. You raised a good family, for sure. But yeah, definitely let's keep in touch, and whatever I can do to help you too in your stream, like let me know. Maybe we could set up some raids or something where I could also help you as
okay.
well. That would be great. So
Okay. Do
yeah.
me a favor though.
Yep.
In the messenger where we was talking, put your schedule in there because like people that I'm supporting, like I like to pop in on their streams and stuff like that. I need to know your
Mhm.
schedule because like sometimes we can get lost.
Yeah, I'm totally lost with
You-
with a lot of people that I need
Yeah.
to kind of get back to and figure out which show is what. Sometimes I take a lot of social media breaks, so I'm literally doing my shows and then just leaving Twitch, but I
Right.
need to jump back on to kind of connect with
It's
other people in their shows too. Yeah.
it's
Sometimes
tough.
I just need a break.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is tough
So,
right now. It's not easy like doing the stream and everything that it takes to do the stream, doing all the promotion and doing it's a
it's a
lot.
lot. Like tonight
It's a
I'll be working on like graphic design like right when I get off from you. I'll be working on like flyers tonight for something else,
that be
Actually, I'm
me.
gonna try to
I do
raid again
my
because I
own
think
flight
you're still
and
live.
all. I don't have nobody doing my stuff. So with that being said, I know what you get ready to get, like what you got to do. And me, I got to go to work.
Oh shoot. Okay. Well,
I'm not
hopefully.
gonna sleep around this time.
Oh no. Yeah, I gotta make sure at least try to get some sleep.
I'm gonna go
Okay.
grab, eat, and get some sleep.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Thank you so much. It was so awesome, and we'll see
Thank you,
each other
sweetie.
soon.
That was
Okay.
all right.
Take care. Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.